Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you can hear me.
Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you can hear me.
Oh no, I'm echoing.
Stream. Hopefully you can hear me.
Okay, was that you? Obviously not. Okay, hold on. All right, am I echoing now? I don't think so. All right. Okay, am I echoing now? I don't think I am anymore. Hopefully I'm not. Can you hear me though? That was interesting in a Twilight Zone sort of way. Okay. Tiberian, I can't hear you. Let me see. Hold on. I think that I did something wrong. Oh, I get it. Okay, hold on. Okay. Can you talk now, Tiberian?
Trying.
Yes, okay, I can hear you now. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Awesome.
Well, we tried to not have technical difficulties, but that's the nature of everything. There has to be
life.
Technical difficulties. Now,
It does.
I do want to know, is Tiberian too low? I feel like Tiberian sounds too low. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. All right, can you talk now?
If you want me to. Yes, I will try.
Okay.
I will try talking now. Yes, better?
I think so. How do you guys hear Tiberian? Is he okay? Is he too low? Please let me know. By the way, Christ Rider's here. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Also, AJ.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, well, thank you to Christ Rider for redeeming someone sing something. And we still have birthday in there from yesterday was one of our stream members' birthday, and actually two of them. One was my brother, Josiah Soares, you may know. And the other one, I don't know if she's here yet, but it was their birthday because they're born on the same day. So someone can sing happy birthday in addition to other things.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear wordy girl. Happy birthday to you.
Well, that's quite
I
related.
apologize in arrears, not in advance, but I still apologize.
All right.
So I put on my hat only because I know you always wear hats, so I wore a hat.
Yes, thank you. I have my camping hat on today because it is spring camp. I see you have your Sherlock hat and your pipe.
Was,
nice.
That's my favorite. He's still my favorite. Although I am pushing the Time Warp King now because I did well and I got 50 reviews. I received 50. I have 50 reviews for Sherlock the Gnome, and nice. I thought, how about the Time Warp King? And I reread my own book, The Time Warp King, and I really liked it. I was like, wow, that's better than I thought it was. So now I want to see if I can get 50 reviews for the Time Warp King. So I need to take this hat off, but I don't have a hat for that. I need a crown. Ooh, I need to get a Burger King crown.
Nice. I actually do have.
I'm gonna put that on my list of things to do.
Yeah, I have some crown. I do have like a paper crown. I need a real crown, but I do have like tiaras that are sparkly.
Oh man, yeah, I gotta get me a crown. So, crown for streaming.
Nice.
Now I gotta ask you a question before we even get started. And I would love your viewers' chat's opinion. I think I mentioned this to you once before. Have you considered streaming under just chatting?
Yes, I do that sometimes. I do.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I always just think you'd get a lot more, not a lot more, but you'd reach more people with your platform because I love your stream, right? You can't even see it, but I just subscribe to you with Prime because I love your stream.
Oh,
and
thank you.
I think you'd. Well, you're welcome. I think you'd get Prime doesn't always show up in the notifications.
I'm probably
Um,
gonna get a
but I think
notification like tomorrow. Like that's how it does. I'm so sorry. But yeah, somebody
it's
did
pretty
that and they're
late.
like, that's pretty delayed. I did that like last week. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, that's delayed. I don't think you can get any more delayed than that. Wow. Well, hopefully not. But I just thought, wow, because like when I was misthinking that I was going to stream also at the same time somehow, I had changed my category from chess, which I will admit I spend 99% of my streaming is under chess and 1% is under writers. And I said, I'm going to make this chess chatting because we're going to hang out and chat.
We can
And
make it
that's,
just chatting.
I just,
I'm gonna change it to
I
just
just think
chatting.
that I think it'd be interesting to see if you get new, the question is, do you get how many new people do you find by being in writers and then trying chess? I would try chess chatting probably at least once a week as a test for yourself. Because of course you could be talking about writing, you could be writing. You don't have to. The writers category, correct me if I'm wrong, it was actually for a game called Writers,
Yeah,
and we've just kind of usurped it for writing because there wasn't one for people that want to write on stream.
true.
Um, yeah, so I mean, you obviously can be under chess chatting, and then I would of course leave your tags the same because it says writers writing, right? So you'd still be there.
Yeah. So, just in learning and streaming a lot, I've just usually a lot of my viewers come from writers because of the communities I'm in. Also, right now they're running Camp NaNoWriMo. Nano
Yes.
has been a little bit controversial as of late, but a lot of people still want to do the writing camps and stuff this month. So a lot of times I stay in writers because I do get a lot more writers because a lot of people are like,
Oh, okay.
nobody's really writing. Sometimes when I do just chatting, it's okay. um, but I will say that I don't usually gridiron, welcome to the stream. A wild Tiberian appears and a wild gridiron Grace appears as well. But yeah, when I get
Yeah, I
more,
was going to say that just chatting, you'd get an eclectic viewership of people that you might not. Put it this way, you might have to get your mods and yourself ready to do banning,
I mean,
where probably in writers you don't have to ever probably ban anybody.
yeah, so sometimes I do get people in just chatting. I'm just like, okay. But also I most of the time when I get new people, it's from either writers or I'm streaming a game or something, and then when I stop playing the game, then they're like, I thought you said you were playing
Right.
this game, and I'm like, oh no, I need to change back. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
it just depends also when
Yeah, and
I
it's
stream.
interesting, right? Where do you find the ones that keep coming back for your content? So you are probably finding that the more consistent viewership is coming from writers because they are looking for people that are writing. So right, it's fully clear. And in just chatting, who knows what you're getting. So
Exactly.
I get you. I get you. That makes sense.
Yeah. But I do
I
know
was just
that
wondering.
just
I mean,
chatting is one of the most popular categories, yes. But another thing is when people do join for just chatting, if they see that the vibe isn't the way they want, then they will just leave. Because I don't like. I'm weird. So, once they get here, they're like, that's not the kind of just chatting I wanted. So,
right, but that's the same, right? That could be the same for writers or for the chess stream. And I do chess, so I teach. I almost, as you know, I almost exclusively do educational chess, the game of chess, ajedrez. So sometimes I get people that pop in. Oh, can I play you? And I'm like, no. And they're like, look at my games. No, I'm doing a lesson. I can't do either one of those things. Oh, fine. And then they leave. And I'm like, okay, because it wasn't
exactly.
for them.
Yeah, as Christrider says, World Anvil led me here. Yes, I got a lot of my viewers from World Anvil. I got up to affiliate status because during a World Anvil event, I decided to be a judge of a category, and a lot of people entered the category. So I messaged each one of them because that was in the year I was laid off, and I said, "Do you guys want me to read your article on stream, and I literally did the longest stream ever, almost 7 hours, staying up until midnight reading people's articles, and that's how I got a lot of followers and a lot of returning supporters, and that is my primary niche audience, I guess. And then like other writers will see that I'm in writers and they will raid me when events like this are happening. But a lot of times, even if they know I am a writer and they see I'm not writing, then they want to raid another writer because the people who are watching them are writing right now. So that's one of the reasons why I stay in writers. Yeah. But yes, anyways,
that makes sense.
We've been streaming for about 15 minutes. I just want to make sure because we are having technical difficulties, so I don't think I did it. Hello, and welcome to the stream. Of course, you probably know my name is Wordy Girl, and who is that guy right there who looks like Sherlock Holmes Black Panther? It's Tiberian64.
Hey.
So I'm going to shout out Tiberian. Go ahead, talk.
Well, thanks. Well, I was just going to say that we met through writing.
Yes.
Right? That's how we met. And I did get you to, now remind me, did you play D&D with us? Because I know we've done writing streams together.
Yes. So what happened with us?
D&D? Okay, you did play D&D that one time?
Mm-hmm. I think, was it summer camp or was it NaNoWriMo? It was 1 year. I believe we probably met either in Tell and Artho's stream or somebody's stream who was writing. And that's when I met Tiberian. So then he raided into my channel one time and we were talking, and somehow it came up that I never played official D&D. So he was like, I need to get you on for a D&D one-shot. And we did play it. I played Anselma, and I think I let you know that I've been playing with Anselma in another ongoing campaign now.
No,
yep,
I didn't know.
After yours. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Awesome. What level is Anselma now?
She's almost level 20, actually. So the DM is ready to say,
very generous.
once we get yeah, of course. But once we get to level 20, he's like, we can switch out characters or something like that and have our main characters like in the background. So
I'm playing with Sherlock the Gnome.
Nice.
Which is the basis for my book, right? My stories. I've been playing with him, but we've been playing for over 3 years. And he's at level 18. So
nice.
How long have you been playing with Anselma that you got to level 20 already?
It's probably a little over a year now. At least a year or two.
How often do you
maybe?
play?
We've been playing every week on Thursdays for quite some time now. So basically,
and how long on Thursdays?
It depends. So it could be anywhere from like 3 to 4 hours. And so basically, I do believe that our DM is quite generous, and our DM does things a little differently. It's not that like, say, to roll initiative, instead of each character rolling, he does group initiative, where we as a group.
I like that.
Yeah. And then
you guys get to all participate at the same time.
Yes, exactly. So we can choose who goes first, who goes
things
second.
Together.
Yeah. And
now, the bad news is, of course, if you're fighting 20 people, and if 18 of them have initiative over you, then all 18 beat up on you guys before any of you get to go.
Yeah. That's the bad thing. But thankfully, there hasn't actually been a main character death yet. But some of the there were, of course, like NPCs that were with us. Unfortunately, we lost, and stuff like that.
So you're enjoying it then? You're still playing. You must have enjoyed it.
Yeah. So basically, Colonel 101. You may have seen him in my streams, chats. I had reached out to a lot of people to play. I think I reached out to you as well to play in my one shot Was it last year? For then that means it has been about a year then, because I was doing a one shot for Adventure April. So in Play May, we were running a game live on the World Anvil channel. So I wanted some people to play through my game. Colonel is one of those people. So since I got him to do that, even though it was just a one shot, he said to get me back, I have to join his campaign. So I've been a part of his campaign ever since that. So it hasn't even been a year then yet, because I remember that
Wow.
was
So
play
yes, for you to
May.
jump, that's a lot of levels really
That is.
fast. Well, yeah, for 3 years it took me. I'm only getting about 6 levels per year. It feels like,
Oh wow.
but yeah, it's but it's great. I mean, I'm loving it. So I'm glad you kept with it and that you enjoyed it. I feel like I've helped bring someone else into the D&D world.
Yes.
Neat. And yeah, then you get to try a different character at some point. That's always fun.
Yeah.
So remind me, what was Anselma? What class?
She was a ranger. So I
Okay,
kind of, Anselma already existed in my medieval worlds, which a lot of you guys know
nice.
about Secret Agent Someone, which is my kind of mild sci-fi world. But I do have a medieval world. I have all kinds of worlds, actually. I write too much and I have too many ideas. But Winsome Horde is the medieval world, and Selma is the wife of Magnar. If you look in the chat, some of you who are subscribed have these emojis. I will put them in the chat. And these emojis are Sindri and Magnar, who are the medieval
Wow.
brothers from the world I'm talking about. So
So you say you write too much. How is that possible?
that is possible because I don't have enough time and I have too many ideas and not enough time. So it's not actually, I wouldn't say it's actually possible to write too much, but I just am saying that to say that I don't think it's realistically possible for me to make all of these things into cohesive novels that are available to be published in my short life.
So I would
So
agree that you could write too much if you don't finish them.
I mean, that's what I mean. So I can never finish any of this. I honestly don't think I can finish
Okay.
anything. I feel like any kind of genre, any kind of premise that you can imagine, I have it, and that means it's impossible for me
Wow.
to publish it.
Yeah, so we need you to go from writing everything to finishing one thing,
Yeah, so
and
that's
then
what I was
finish one
trying to
thing,
do with
then
Secret
finish
Agent
one thing.
Someone. But this is the thing.
Yeah, I've been waiting to see it finished. I want to buy the novel. I want to, I'm waiting.
Yeah, so probably 4 years ago, I asked my writing community, like, which project do you want me to focus on? I didn't tell them exactly about the projects. I just kind of put a genre up there, and the genres that they selected kind of fit Secret Agent Someone more. So I said, okay, I'm going to work on this, try to get the novel finished. And I really wanted to work on Winsome Horde, which is Anselma Magnar, the medieval thing. But since everybody was not saying fantasy, then I said, fine. So that's when I started into Secret Agent Someone, and as you see, it's been like 4 years, and I still have not finished all of the stuff for Secret Agent Someone. So it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
big
yeah.
project, and also I was working like 7 days a week until I got laid off this year. So and then
7 days a week. Hopefully you saved a lot of that overtime and whatever money, because that's a lot of days a week. What is that? 7 days a week? God rested one day. Come on.
yeah, I know that's what people are like. You need to at least have one day off. I mean, but
Yeah, that's crazy.
I just it's annoying, and a lot of people are like, you must be rich since you're working that much. It's like, no. I have a house, I have bills, I have everything, and the mortgage, and it's like I I
Wow.
had
Okay, so
savings.
you own a house already. That's pretty good. Yeah,
Yes,
that
I've
is
actually been
expensive.
in here for almost 3 years. So, and then
Okay.
it came with already problems, and that depleted my savings because I had to fix the basement and then fix the roof, and then
Yeah,
it's like,
houses
oh
do
my
that to you.
goodness. So,
Houses do that to you. That's where it's nice. That's where it's nice to rent. You have to deal with people and get them to fix their property, but at least you don't have to pay for it.
yeah. Well,
It's tough.
if you're in
Yeah.
a nice renting arrangement, because I hear some horror stories about that as well.
Oh yes. Oh yes. It could be horrendous. Yes. That's what I'm saying. You have to get lucky enough to get a good landlord, but other than that, right? It's still not you. You're not paying for. At least you're not paying for it. You might have to wait a long time. You have to push people to do things. It's different problems.
Yeah.
But we got to get you to finish something. You sound like my daughter. Did I ever tell you the story about my daughter?
Probably. I don't know. You told quite a few
Probably.
stories about your
Probably.
daughter, so I would love
Yes.
to hear this one.
Fine. I'll tell it again, probably. So what happened was she was about 14, 15 years old, and she was writing at 14. She was writing, and she'd write 3 chapters and give it to me, and I go, oh, this is good, okay, and I'd edit it, and I'd give it back, and I like this is gonna, I can't wait. This you're doing a great job. Go, go, go. And she'd go, okay, and then she'd hand me something else when I gave her back, and I'd start to read it, and I go, this doesn't connect. She goes, no, it's a different story. I said, okay. So I started reading that one. I edited it and give it back. Then she gave me another story. So after about 4 or 5 times, I said, I'm not reading any more of your stories. What? I said, I'm not going to read any more of your stories. I'm not going to edit them. I'm not going to give you any feedback. Why not? I said, because you never finish anything. I don't want to keep looking at 3 chapters and then waiting. I want to see the rest of the story. You've hooked me. You pulled me in. You got me excited, and then you leave me in the lurch. It's like you give me a kiss on the cheek and no second date. I'm out of here. And so she's like, huh. I go, finish one of them, and I will happily edit and read it. And so I guess that worked because then at age 16, she finally handed me a book, and it was finished from beginning to end. And so we went back and forth. We edited it, had family read it, had other people read it, got a lot of feedback. Ended up publishing it for her because I was so proud. At first, I just went to a printer and printed a few books, and we gave them away. And then I said, I'm going to open up a publishing arm, and I created my own publishing house, and I started publishing books by kids for kids. But anyway, but yeah, you remind me of her because she wouldn't finish anything, and she goes, "Well, I got all these ideas. I keep getting, and then I get bored of that one, and I want to." And I go, "Yeah, well, you got to get over that. You got to actually finish it so that people can read it. Then you can go on." And so she keeps a journal. She's still to this day. She's over 30 now, and she keeps a journal, and she has all these ideas. And I was wanting to write a YA novel because I think I want to write clean. I don't have any cursing. I don't have any sex or gratuitous violence. None of that in my stories anyway. And I thought, fit from it. Let me try a YA book. And so I got from her an idea, one of her many ideas. I got to look through them and I picked one that I liked, and that's became the Time Warp King. So she's on the cover with me, um, with her married name, but so she's on the cover because it was based on her 3 chapters, worth of an idea, and I took it in and ran with it and finished it. So yeah, it's it. But I feel akin to you.
Nice. Crystarter says, Wordy doesn't finish anything. Yeah, so this is one of the things that is another reason why it's hard for me to finish it. It's not necessarily because I get bored of stuff. It's just that I was at first such a perfectionist that instead of giving you the 3 chapters, I would just never give anybody anything. And I would have it all to myself, and I would be like, I want to show people this, but I can't show them until it's done. So I would try to make it done, and then I can't. And since I couldn't because I didn't have enough time, I would never show anybody anything. So I decided to one day say, you know what, you can just post short stories. You can just post a chapter or something. You can just show people stuff, because if I don't, I'm literally probably just going to die and nobody's going to know any of these ideas happened in my head because they couldn't see it. So yes, sometimes I posted on a site, and like 2 years later, I got a thing where it's like, are you going to make a part 2? And I was like, what? And I had forgotten about the whole story. But at least somebody read it, and I realized, hey, they did enjoy it. So the person who wants to see it will see it. And I'm just like, stop being a perfectionist, just do stuff. That's like kind of like my motto. I do see Gridiron says, Time Warp King part 2, please.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I actually have a outline. I
Nice.
had written for last year's NaNoWriMo. I talked my brother into doing it. He finished the book that he had in his head and had told people the story for like 40 years. 40 years. Never put anything on paper, but kept telling people this idea for the story in depth. And so he did NaNoWriMo. It worked. He finished it. He had to keep going past NaNoWriMo, but he got 50,000. He ended up with 70 or so.
Nice.
So during it, I was like, well, I got to do it too, right? I can't get him to do it and me not do NaNoWriMo. So I tried to
Exactly.
write the sequel to the Time Warp King, and I got 50,000 words, but I didn't like 45,000 of them. So I was like, okay, well, that's not gonna be the sequel. But I was in a writing group at my local library, and then my brother, because he wrote his thing, he wanted to create a writing group for the family because he has a couple of sons that are adults that want to write, and cousins and others. And my daughter, the one I told you about, she wants to write. So we created a family writing group, and every Monday we meet for 1 hour and we review two different people's submissions every Monday. So we half an hour for each, and that's basically what we're doing in our writing so far. But it's great because it pushes us, it gets us wanting to do stuff, submit stuff, and get feedback. And so I tried creating an outline for Time Warp King 2, and I submitted that to the group, and it was the first time they're ever reviewing an outline. And so we're playing around with that and seeing, but I finally came up because I didn't have a clean idea of what I wanted to do for it. But now I have plotted it out. I have the basics. I'm going to use some of what I did for NaNoWriMo, so I'm going to hopefully salvage at least 20,000 words. But yeah, I have Time Warp King 2 in my sights, and so hopefully that'll be out. I'll get it done. But yeah, Wordy Girl, we got to get you to finish stuff.
Yeah. So
Gotta get you to finish stuff.
another reason why I'm not, I guess, finished with stuff is because what is the stuff I'm trying to finish? I want a novel, yeah, but I also have like
Right.
audio dramas, which there's a lot published there. I want all kinds of different things. And another thing is, a lot of times when I have a story, I have several different angles. Sometimes I don't even know who the main character is. I just have to choose one and show through their eyes, because this is another reason why I'm a very weird writer. Um, I know like a lot of the stuff that kind of just happens in the world, and it's almost like a documentary. And it's like, are you just going to show the person sitting on the toilet? Of course not. But I just know this happened. I have to sift through it, figure out what I'm going to show, what I'm not going to show, who I'm going to zoom in on, who is going to be the main character, because people joke that I don't have any extras in my book because, like, if a guy walks past, I can tell you all about him too, and his story continues over there. And it's like, wait, what? So that's another reason why, even within these worlds, these different worlds, like in the medieval world, yes, we have Anselma, we have Magnar, we have Sindri, who is Magnar's brother. That's who the story is centered around for now, because I had to choose that. I didn't know if I wanted to start with his dad, Havarder, and his mom. If I wanted to start before they met, when Havarder was little, like where do I start? Okay? So I decide to try to start when Magnar is little and Sindri is about to be born. But then I'm like, wait, do I want them to already be adults? Like this is gonna be a lot. So it's like I don't know when to start because I have like beginning to end of everybody's life in this world, and it's like where do I start? Who do I zoom in on? What is this? A lot of times I don't even know what the title of the novel is going to be if I post a novel. Um, I just know the story. I don't know what to do with it.
I think you're fine. I think all that's fine, but you have to make some decisions, like you said. Pick a time for Magnar. There's tried and true ways to try to have you focus and create a novel for in this world. And it's great that you have the world. Tolkien had a gigantic world for The Hobbit, right? It wasn't just The Hobbit. I mean, he had, if you read the Silmarillion, I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sure, but he created the whole world of Middle Earth. He knew everything about Middle Earth. He wrote the whole elf language out, which isn't used, right? Just pieces are
Exactly.
used in the book. But he created the whole language. So it's okay that you do that. But we want you to actually produce so that we can read it. So, one thing is if you have a writing group that they can help focus you. Another one is to have an editor that helps focus you. Um, and you just have to make the decision. One of the things I learned, I have, I'll tell people, here's all the things I did this year. And they go, how did you get all of that done? And there's a simple secret how I get a lot done. I only do one thing at a time. And it was like, what? Yeah. So I will write a book. I will take 3 months. I will write the book and I'm done. I finished the book. Now people can edit it. I can, we're going to improve it, but I finished the book. NaNoWriMo, doing it in 1 month, 50,000 words. That's the concept that they're built on. So you finish something and then you can say, okay, what's my next project? And then what's my next project? But if you say, I got 20 projects and I'm going to do a little bit of all of them each day, every other day, every week, you'll never finish any of them. And it's a true thing. And there's books written, Getting Things Done by somebody, David Allen, I think it is, focuses on that. You got to pick one thing and say, okay, I'm gonna do agent someone, is it?
Secret agent,
I'm
someone,
probably saying
yes.
it wrong. I'm gonna do secret agent someone. I'm gonna do the first book. I'm gonna finish it, even if it doesn't see the light of day because I don't like it when I'm done. I'm gonna finish it. And if I focus on nothing but that, I'm gonna do writing streams, I'm gonna do sprints, but every sprint has to be for that. And I'm gonna put everything else to the side. I'm gonna finish him. And when you finish that story and it's 50 plus thousand words, then you can say, okay, I'm done. I can share it with people. They can give me feedback. I can worry about editing it later. That one's done. Now let me go see Magno. I'm going to go work on his life story, and I'm going to write that one. But you gotta pick one. You definitely,
I
you're right. If you have all these worlds, you'll never get any of them documented because you have too many worlds to flow. You can't do them all at once.
Yeah, so Gridiron Gray says an argument can be made that Lord of the Rings or Wheel of Time have several main characters, maybe one a little more important, but yes. But yeah, once again, like Tiberian is saying, and like I already know, yes, you just have to focus on one. That's just the problem here. It's very hard for me to do that. I know it's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying that it is very challenging for
It's
me,
not easy.
especially all the stuff that I do. People are very surprised, especially when they figure out I work 7 days. And they're like, how can you? And it's like, well, yeah, I know some people work 7 days and they still get a novel out, but they're focusing on one at a time, of course.
Hmm.
Christ Rider also
Hmm.
says, should I do a writing sprint? Maybe Wordy can finish something. Well, we can probably have a writing sprint running. I don't know if we are going to write. Tiberian, did you want to do a writing sprint? If not, we can just
We don't have
keep
to.
chatting while we have a clock up for the chat.
Yes.
Because sometimes I
So
just
one of the
like,
things we did,
yes.
I'm trying to remember, was it you and me? Because there was also Piano Ninja,
Mm-hmm.
and I've done writing sprints with both of you, where we kind of like we try different things. Like each of us writes a sentence, and we just keep going back and forth. You remember that?
Yep, I do. And
Okay.
once the time is up, the story is done or something like that. But we each
Right,
have
right. I
to.
think so it was, but I don't remember. But I did remember that either you or Piano Ninja. I have a bad memory. I'm an old man. Either you or Piano Ninja, and I'm thinking it was you. But you're gonna have to tell me. You're young, you're big man. One of us were so simpatico that it flowed real. I mean, the story was actually fun as we were writing, and it was making sense. The other one, it was like one would go left and the other one would go right, then we go left and we were never in sync. It felt like. So was it you that I was in sync with easily, or was it Piano Ninja? Do you remember?
I believe that we did a good job and we were actually able to. I mean, even though some of it you said I was like kind of going in the opposite direction, we still ended up making the story kind of coherent and it seemed to flow a bit. Um,
That
but
was
I
just
do.
doing a fun thing where we write a sentence each, right?
Yes, it was that we each have like a minute, like a chess timer, to write a sentence, and then once our minute is up, we have the pins down, hands up, next person take over. By the way,
Right. And
though,
we didn't share what we were writing about. It was just like all fun. Like, oh yeah,
I mean,
it
there
could go
was a
anywhere.
prompt.
We
I
kept
think we asked the chat for a prompt, and we saw each other typing because we were in Google
Yes.
Doc.
So
So
you
like
can
you
think
were
ahead and
blue and
plan
I was
ahead.
red, and then it's like, okay, I saw what you did, so now I'm gonna take it from there. But by the way, the sprint is about to start, everybody, in about 30 seconds. If you would like to join the Discord, you can. But if not, I will have the clock right up there next to Tiberian. 24 minutes on the clock right now. But we are going to keep chatting. It's fine to keep chatting, but
So
usually
they get to do sprints. Oh, I like it. Okay.
yeah, so that's one of the things I do, like especially when I'm streaming in writers, because a lot of writers visit, even if I'm doing something else or if we're chatting or something like that. There's some people in the sprint, in the chat who want to sprint, by the way. The clock has started. If you would like to join in the Discord, you can. If not, you can stay right there in the Twitch chat. But 23 minutes and 50 seconds are on the clock. Yeah, so some people want to keep chatting, some people want to ask us questions, and some people want to sprint. So if they'd like to sprint while we're chatting, they can, because there's a clock right there conveniently. Also, if you are participating in Game of Tomes, you can report your words here. So do look at those wisps. They are only 2 wisps to report to the house that you are part of. Alrighty, so anyways, sorry
so
to...
he woke up in a dark alley with a pounding headache. What happened? He asked, rubbing his head. He looked around, trying to get his bearings. He remembered chasing the purse snatcher down the street, but he couldn't for the life of him recall what had happened next. He reached down, not finding his wallet or car keys. Darn it, he muttered under his breath. No good deed goes unpunished, he thought. He managed standing up and looked around. He almost fell over from the sharp pain in his head. He grasped at his head again and closed his eyes. The pain was excruciating, but that wasn't what scared him. A dark figure was standing at the end of the alley, under the flickering street lamp.
I remember that one. Yes. So
I found it.
nice. And we did a couple of them, actually. I think one had to do with aliens, and
Yes.
then one was like a ballerina was on her way, but she was late to the recital, but she helped somebody get a ring out of the sewer or something.
Yes. Wow, you see, you do have a good memory.
Yeah, see, all these stories that are in my head, I remember them. I just can't get them into a
I do that
novel.
with chess games. Yes, see, we're back to you need to finish something. Now, I just want to, I'm a fixer. I'm a solver. I like solving things. I know it's a personality flaw. So I'm sitting here like, how do I get her to finish this story? How do I get her to finish the novel? I'm trying to solve your dilemma for you instead of just shutting up or just talking and not trying to solve it. It's a habit. I'm sorry.
Well, it's fine. Well, I can also say this. As Tiberian, I have sent him chapters 1 and 2 of Troubled Beginnings, even though it's longer than chapter. Each one is like over an hour. I did get feedback a long time ago. You shouldn't call it chapters. People will think it's like, why are you charging $20 for a chapter? People will think it's so short. But yeah, I that's why I say chapters now. The intent was actually to have them all done, obviously. But I did it in chapters because when I got to this point, I said, okay, I'm going to go and edit this part. This is the section. Some of you may not know, some of you might, of Secret Agent Someone. The story of Troubled Beginnings is set before he was recruited to Will-O-Wisp. It is as he is a child. So the first section of it covers a certain area of his life. And I thought once I got past this part, okay, this is kind of the first chapter of his life. Let me send it to John so he can go ahead and voice it. And once he did that, then I was like, okay, this sounds great. I want to show people because if I don't, I might not ever show people. So I released it as part 1. Then I worked on the second chapter of his life, which I already have everything. It's just I couldn't get it down. I couldn't get it. Another thing is perfectionism. So I keep on trying to edit it and then going back reading it, edit it, going back reading it, edit. That's another thing that I don't really have an external editor, which can be a problem. Not just because an editor will catch stuff I don't catch, but more because I guess I'm so invested in it that I'm going to keep seeing something wrong with it. I'm just going to keep on working on it. And I'm not, like how you said, you finish a book, you're done, leave it. Give it to the editor, leave it. There's some people I know who are like, I wrote the whole book, and then I just am going to sit it on a shelf and not think about it for 3 months just to get it out of my head. Because if you look at it right now, you're going to see so many things wrong with it, and then you're just going to go crazy. That's my problem. Even when I'm trying to sprint, I might be writing a small short story, and then during the sprint, I lose words because instead of getting more words, I end up going back reading, editing, and then I deleted words. And the sprint bot is like, are you sure you did that many words? Is that an error you put? I'm like, no, it is true. I deleted words. So, I end up doing chapter 2.
How do we help you? How do you help yourself? How do we help you? NaNoWriMo, right? I think is designed to do that because you have to get 50,000 words, and the idea is just write. And a lot of writers, I watch masterclass. I read about other writers. I love reading about them writing about writing. There's a podcast that I'm listening to with our group. I'll see if I can find the name for you. The podcast is pretty good, and it's by a guy that's written 14 different novels, and he teaches writing at a university, so he has this podcast. But anyway, each person is different. Each person needs different things to help them be successful. Like I'm trying outlining, but I don't usually outline. I don't know if I'm going to continue to do an outline for future books. I did Sherlock the Gnome. I really enjoy doing a backstory for Sherlock the Gnome, which is what got me to write the stories because I knew him so well. And so there, like a light bulb went off for me was if I know my characters really, really well, then I feel like I can write a book about them easily because the plot and the crucibles that they have to overcome, that could be anything. You could tell me, there's an earthquake. Okay, good. My character's having to deal with an earthquake. I can write a book about that. There's a thief, or thievery, or murder, or whatever. I can write a book about that because I know my characters so well. So for me, I think knowing my characters really well is my key. But I'm trying the outlining thing anyway because some of them recommend it, and it was funny. This podcast I was listening to, he says, yeah, some of them like James Patterson is all about outlining. That's all he does. He's got to have these outlines. He spends weeks and months on getting the outline right, and then it's easy for him to write the story. And then there's people like Stephen King that say, no, if I had an outline, my characters, they'll be like, why are you forcing me to do that? And he lets the characters kind of like tell him what's going to happen. So, those are two famous writers, very prolific writers that write totally differently as far as outlining goes, totally differently. And then you have everything in between. So obviously your perfectionism, you have to battle that and stop editing things until you get to the end. What else so you have to find a way to do that, but what do you have any ideas about how you can get past this whole thing so we could see some finished works from you?
All right, in one moment, I will let you guys know there's 16 minutes left on the sprinting clock, but also, Josisaurus has appeared. Wakanda forever. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Tiberian may know that is my brother, and he's the one whose birthday was yesterday. So, happy belated birthday to you, Josisaurus. Tiberian was singing happy birthday earlier. Yes. How are you, Joe? And also, if you redeem someone sing something, there is now a high probability chance he will sing happy birthday to you, thanks to your birthday. He is quite loud, though. I do apologize. Joe, though, he loves to spam someone, like laughing and singing so much.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
There it is.
Happy birthday, Josiah-saurus. Happy birthday, on forever, to you.
Woohoo! That was awesome. Happy birthday, Joe.
He's like, I wasted 50 will-o'-the-wisps on that?
I'm sure he loves it. He loves that. But yes, to answer your question, I honestly, to continue the story though, I was saying, I did part 1, I did part 2. He says, thank you. And then I am working on part 3. But so much stuff started coming up. Also, at first, here was the problem with that. I knew the story, but I did not know what tense to tell it in. First, I wanted to tell it in first person, because someone telling you his story makes sense. Problem, canonically, his character does not share that information. So I felt weird doing that. So I was like writing it in third person omniscient narrator. But then when John was like, I want to narrate the books, I was like, and he was like, so can I narrate the books being like doing a different voice? That's what he said, doing a different voice. He did it. It was not a different voice. I'm sorry. You hear him, you just think he's someone. It's nothing he can do to make him sound like he's not someone anymore. So I said, but I loved the way he narrated the book. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to rewrite it again to be first person. And as an author, I know there is a point where someone does share this information, but I had to, in my mind, fast forward to that point so I can write it. And that's another thing that is kind of like, you're just like, what? So I'm just like, my mind is doing all this stuff. This is one of the reasons why I couldn't actually just get the book out there, because so much stuff was going on also in the world around me, but also with my own self dealing with these works. For another is, I did not want Troubled Beginnings to be the first thing I publish about someone. I wanted the first thing to be about him being an adult, being a spy, wearing his tie, doing cool stuff. I wanted that to be the first thing you see. In fact, I wanted you to see him and think he's kind of annoying and not know why he acts like that. Instead, we're getting his story from the beginning, so a lot of people now know his trauma and they realize, oh, that's why he acts like that. So there's a different outlook of those people who read the Troubled Beginnings first than the people who met him, and a lot of people are just like, he's weird. Like, that was my intent. I wanted them to see him and think, this guy is a wacko, and not necessarily know that. But I said, I don't know when I'm going to do it. So I just had to just do it. So that's why I just said, okay, fine, I'll publish the beginning first. That's another thing about how I was saying with Magnar. I don't know to start when they're kids, to start when they're already adults, to start when he's already married to Anselma. Like, what do we do? Where do we start? I don't know. And if I keep starting at the beginning when everybody's a baby, I will just keep rewinding to his dad and his dad's dad and his dad's dad. And it's like, when is this going to stop? So it's really just a thing that I have to do. I just have to be like, okay, I'm just going to have to choose a character, choose a time in their life, and just write, which is very challenging for me.
And you could outline and then movie outliner. By the way, you could change it also. So I'm writing The Good Night. That's not the title probably in the end, but it's about a guy named Good, Goode, and his last name is Knight. And the nice thing about warm weather is the bugs come back.
Oh no!
That's not the nice
Well,
thing.
we're in the forest anyway. We're camping. Remember?
Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect. So in The Good Night, first of all, I wrote it as a third person, and I finished it, 50,000 words plus. And then I was like, I don't feel it. Why? Because I really like first person, because I wrote Sherlock in the first person. I'm like, I'm going to change it to first person. So I changed the whole book to first person. And when I changed it to first person, then I had a problem because there's two main characters, Good and Alyssa. And Alyssa is like a heroine, superhero, strong, not superhero, but she's the action part. And Good is like a Sherlock Holmes smart solving kind of guy. And so I had a whole half of the book is where she's on her own and I'm trying to tell that story. And I'm like, okay, so then I told her part in first person, but it was her. And that was okay. But then when I bring them together, I can't have them both doing first person. And so I had to pick one to be the first person when they're both interacting, and it just got frustrating. And I said, you know what? I was working on the Time Warp King, an audio book of it, and with my narrator, the guy that's doing the voice for it, and I said, I'm going through and I'm really liking it. And I'm like, wait, this is in third person. I I like it in third person. I went back and now I'm taking the good night and putting it back in the third person. When I had it in first person, I got rid of a backstory part that was about his childhood, like how he became a detective. I just tracked, it was a full chapter thick. I just cut the whole thing out of the book because it didn't work in first person. And now that I'm going back to third person, I'm like, oh, I can bring that back in. So because I have this omniscient third person, I might put that back in the book, and then I deleted So and I started a book with one idea in the beginning, and then you can move it around. And so once you've written it, you can change it and try to perfect it without hopefully going too far with perfectionism. But you make all those changes. It happens. So I'm going back to third person, and although it's finished, I'm adding in a new villain because I felt like my two main characters had it either a little bit too easy or not enough of a crucible, not enough of something to overcome. So they overcome one thing, they overcome another thing, they overcome another thing, and I'm like, okay. But now I'm adding a new villain to raise the stakes. When you think all is done, it's going to be they got to overcome something a lot more dangerous and scary, and that'll be the big crucible for them to overcome. So it's all done, but now I'm adding in a character and I'm adding in plot lines to it, and so it's I got to rewrite it, and rewriting is writing, so it's okay. And but I have it where I could have handed it to somebody and said read it, but
You decided.
I want to get you there so bad. I want to get you there. And these things that you like, where do I start? Where do I end? Man, I don't care. What tense am I doing it? I don't care. Pick one. You can always change it later. Um, Past tense, present tense. If you want to do it in first person, second person, third person. I don't even know second person. But whatever, I would pick one. Just write it. Get the story down on paper from beginning to end, and then you can come back and decide how best would it be. Is it best like it is, or do I want to change it?
Yeah, that's the challenging thing. That's one of the main reasons why I only do shorts, like I publish short stories, because at least with that, I can beginning, middle, end there. Go ahead, edit it.
Hey, short stories are good.
Yes. Speaking of short stories. Oh no.
I do like my short story, and
I have it.
I think it's the shortest story in the book.
I don't know where it is, but I have one.
It's okay. I got this. I'm pretty sure mine is the shortest story in the book, and then I have. I don't know if I told you. I know I didn't tell you.
Uh-oh.
It got me to writing short stories again. So I was writing over 10 years ago. I was writing when I was 16 and 17, like my daughter. And yeah, I wrote stuff, but it's not stuff I would show to anybody today, right? It wasn't good. And I finally got to the point now today where I feel like I write well. And so I've been writing short stories because I get ideas in my head and I go, oh, I got to write that. So I write it, and it's a short story. It could become a full-length book or novel later, but right now it's a short story. And now I'm looking for venues to publish to get my short stories published. So.
All right. So Josiah Source has a question. Thank you for the questions.
Yeah, that's two. One for you and one for me.
Nice. So, the question to me, Josiah Source says, already, girl, do you write your characters starting with the backstory, or do you think of it later? To Tiberian, the question is, what is your favorite writing style, first or second person? I think Tiberian just said he doesn't really understand second person as much. I feel like second person is, I mean, you can say, like how Watson or Sherlock and Lotswin, yes.
Yeah.
You could say that can be kind of a second person thing sometimes, but the problem with that is you still feel like it's first person, but the main character is not the first person. That's what I feel like second person is, but I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a better definition of that.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a second person, because second person would be you, right? You'd be using you all the time instead of I or he and she.
Oh yes, that's it. I'm so sorry. That is right. And honestly,
I
have
you
written
write a book
that.
In second.
Yes, I have written that. That's why I'm ashamed, because I knew that. Okay, so basically, I've written several books. There was a concept called amnesia that I wrote where it's talking to you and it says you woke up. You don't know who you are, and it's so vague that anybody can be writing it, and I mean anybody can be reading it, and but only it's telling you what you did, and you might be like, I wouldn't do that, but that's how it is. Also, this is called U4G07, which is speak for You Forgot, and it's basically a game book that tells what you do. So something like that, and like choose your own adventure kind of books that say, you walk over here and see the guy standing there. That is the second person. You're so right. And yeah, I do that sometimes. Yep. So I like that. But
well, I can answer my question first, because I definitely wouldn't be second person.
Sure. Yep, you can answer your question, but first, I do want to say to Colonels in the chat, hello, welcome to the stream. I was telling Tiberian about you because I played with Anselma first with Tiberian in a one-shot, which lasted about 4 sessions. And after that, Anselma moved on to your session, and it's almost been a year, as we recounted. So yeah, Tiberian is who you have to thank for getting me into the D&D. Also,
take credit.
Yeah. Yeah, so Josiah has tacked on third to the question. So to repeat the question once again to Tiberian, what is your favorite writing style, first, second, or third person?
So I think I don't have a favorite between first and third. I like them both. It depends on the character and the story I'm telling. So Sherlock with Lotswin being the storyteller, I like doing that in first person. It's very personable. I get to talk about his feelings and how he's, things that only he would know and his viewpoint. And then third person is great because you get a bigger expanse, right? So the good night is making sense for me to change that to third person because it's going to be, I get to talk about both characters even when the other one isn't there. And I'm going to be able to talk about the villain even when the other two don't know the villain even exists. So the reader gets to know what's going on while the characters don't. And so that's a nicety of third person, is that I can clue the reader into stuff that the characters don't know what's going on. So I like them both. I think it depends on the character and the story I'm telling.
Yes.
So yeah. So as an example, now you're making me wonder, Josiah Source. Okay, so my short story in this book, The Monsters Next Door, and my story is called The Monster Next Door, is in third person, and I enjoyed that. And I just had another one published in The Devil You Know Best. Yeah, I don't have the book up here. I got one copy of it downstairs. And that one's called Serial Killer. And that one, I am pretty sure that's in third person also. So yeah, I've written in both, and I guess I write more than not in third person. But the Time Warp King had the same problem because in the Time Warp King I had one main character, but then I had a lot of secondary main characters, and so to cover all of them, it seemed easier to be doing it in person than in first. So,
All right.
Wordy Girl, you didn't answer the question. Do you write your characters starting with the backstory, or do you think of the backstory later?
All right. Well, first, I'm going to say time is up for the sprint. For anyone who was sprinting, how did you guys do in that sprint? I see that Tess has joined in my server, at least. I don't know if Tess is watching, but welcome, welcome, welcome. Whoever has sprinted, let us know what you were working on and how many words you ended up doing. Obviously, we did no words, but we still talked a lot about writing, so I think that counts. Also, congrats on the watch streak. Colonel, thanks so much for the 3 stream streak. As for you, Josiah Source, Josiah has asked me, do I write my characters starting with the backstory or do I think of it later? That's the problem here. The thing is, like I said, it's a very challenging thing to describe. I am a very weird author and I don't quite know. I mean, I don't think I've directly met anybody who said that they get writing like this. So I just feel like when I am writing something, I kind of just already saw the whole movie. Like how you were saying about plotting. Tiberian put a guess. Of course, you can say that your guess. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I'm listening.
Well, Tiberian guesses I do the backstory.
Tell me about the movie. You see the whole movie. What do you mean?
Yes. So I do see the whole movie, basically. And then I just have to decide. I have to be the one writing it. So say I went to the movie. And instead, I have to come home and tell you what happened. So that's just how I feel when I am writing. I feel like I'm telling you guys something that already I saw. So some of it I can take liberties as I'm writing, or I discover more as I'm writing in-depth scenes, but a lot of the whole outline is there, like how you said something about it might be helpful to plot it or outline it first. I feel like I already do because once I have these, I already have the whole outline in my head. It just is up to me to figure out where to start with it. So to answer the question,
do you also have to figure out where to end?
Yeah, basically. If it's not going to end,
you're seeing so much. I mean,
yeah, if it's not going to end,
are you seeing the whole world so much?
Basically, if it's not going to end with, I mean, I don't even know. Sometimes I don't even think about the end because I don't even know where to start yet. So, if I am doing it where it's like a certain, like I have to figure out what is the story I'm trying to tell, beginning, middle, end. And I just have to figure that out because I have so much more than that. By the way, Samar is here. Hello, hello, hello. Samar is the other person whose birthday was yesterday. Tiberian sung earlier today. I would have been on time, but I was distracted by a magical cake box. Did you get a magical cake box for your birthday? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. And someone is still here to sing happy birthday if you do redeem. But Tiberian has also sung happy birthday. Butterflies flew out? Nice! I actually one day got an envelope and it had one of those wind-up butterflies in it. So when I opened it and like I opened the card or something and then the butterfly flew out, I literally jumped. I was like, whoa. But it was just one of those mechanical paper butterfly things. And that is really cool. So that's nice. Was it a gift for your birthday?
It is.
This had 8 of them. Whoa.
Wow. Well, that is pretty neat.
That is neat. There is a butterfly flutter redeem that I will redeem. So you guys can see the butterflies.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna have to look that up. See if I can purchase one of those for somebody.
Uh-oh.
There you go. Look at that. Nice.
But
Nice.
yes, I'm glad. Well, I hope that you enjoyed the cute birthday Cinda cake. Oh, so
My
it had
Cinda
cake
cake. It's called
and
Cinda cake.
it had Cinda cake. So it had cake and butterflies in the box. Nice. I hope that was a great birthday
Oh
surprise
yeah,
for
I
you.
see it. Cinda cake explosion boxes. All right,
Flowers
I'm gonna have
too.
to look into that.
That's so lovely.
Oh,
And
that is neat. If you look online, Wordy Girl, just search for Cinda cake, and it's one word if you want, but I just put it in as three different words, and it found it pretty easily. And wow, they have some pretty neat
nice.
things. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yes, that sounds amazing. Josisaurus has lizards because we call Josisaurus and Samar lizard twins because they are both born on April 4th. And Joe loves lizards and Samar does too because Samar loves the desert. But Samar is a lizard fairy.
Wow, okay.
Uh-oh, Colonel has now got an idea for D&D. I don't think I mentioned Tiberian that Colonel's games are centered a little bit about horror. So Anselma
Oh, they're
gets
horror based.
some
Ooh.
frightening encounters there. He has come up with a lot of ideas thanks to people in my Twitch stream chats giving him ideas. Horrible
Okay.
ideas.
I didn't know. That's different. Oh,
Butterfly spiders. Whoa, that is interesting.
oh.
Um, but yes, anyways, guys, welcome. And we were talking about writing. So I don't know if I answered your question, Joe, but I guess what I'm saying is I guess I write the backstories first before the characters because it's kind of natural. When I do have a character, if I do have an idea for a character, I don't know their backstory, I will just think like, okay, what is their backstory, and then have the backstory. Like, I don't think that I usually write too much without knowing a backstory and then thinking up the backstory later. Like, I need to know at least some things about their past. It is possible, though, like I said, if I'm writing and I figure out something like, oh, that's why they do that, because in their past this happened. So that kind of thing can happen as well. But I love character development, character backstories. I love to ask people about their characters. Like, there's some people who have characters and they're really cool, and I'm like, okay, why did they do that? And they're like, I don't know, they just do that. I'm like, okay, that's okay. But if you would like to explore your characters more, it's fun to figure out why they do that. So that's one of the reasons why I have been hosting almost every year. This would be the 5th one. It had to be postponed, but I'm gonna plan on trying to do it in May. The Epic Character Challenge, where I have different people bringing their characters, and it started on NaNoWriMo forums, and people just bring their characters, and I give prompts for them to tell things that happened in their world, things they may not have thought about dealing with their characters, and then there's also a role play element where people can meet with other characters from different worlds, and then fun stuff also happens where everybody has collective missions. So it is. People have expressed very good reviews. Like, I was able to figure out things about my character that I didn't know. People, whenever they play like role play with their characters, they're like, okay, it's helping me to learn them more because they see them interacting and stuff like that. So that's one of the things I like. So if I do somehow think of a random character, I'm like, okay, I really just want to figure out their backstory. Backstory is very important to me because I like Tiberian was saying earlier, once you have your characters and you know your characters, you can put them in any situation and know how they will behave. It's very annoying when, like, you're watching a movie or reading a book and suddenly the character does something that's so out of character and you're like, why would they even do that? This just a plot device? Like, this doesn't even make sense. But if that can be explained because this is how the character acts, it's way better in my opinion. So I feel like it's very important to have the reason, the why behind your character and why they do what they do. And a lot of that comes from their backstory. It doesn't always have to be some kind of traumatic backstory, but it can just be like, what do they like? When they grew up, they loved to watch a certain show. So one of the things they do is kind of inspired from that show. Or it could just be, why is their favorite color red? Oh, because when they were little, they had a little red toy car and they used to love that toy car or something like that. It's some things that people don't even think about. But I just like to have that. And it's not to say that you need that, but that's just one of the things that
A
I
lot of
think
that
is very
stuff doesn't
helpful
get
for.
into your stories,
It
right?
sure doesn't.
A lot of stuff
Exactly.
doesn't get into the book. Yeah, yeah, but it helps you to understand the character better. So the character's more real when you write them
Exactly.
for you and for the reader. Yeah,
Exactly.
totally agree. Totally agree. And it's interesting because this writer was talking about if you're doing a 50,000 word novel, you need to keep a cheat sheet so you can say, oh wait, favorite color is red, and why? Okay, good. And then because 5 chapters later, oh, I really like blue. Can I have that blue? And you're like, wait, was it blue? And you have to go back and check your cheat sheet and go, no, red. You would ask for red, not blue. Um, so yeah, knowing your characters is important, but if you have as many characters in your head as you do, and as many stories as you're writing as you do, you probably need a cheat sheet somewhere where you can say, oh, okay, no, this is how this one is, and this is how that one is.
Yes, and that's a great segue into World Anvil, as I have told Tiberian about World Anvil before. I don't know if you ever got started on there, but World Anvil is like a
No,
world
I didn't.
building place where, for one, the community is awesome, but for another, it has so many tools that you can use. And I have so many times forgotten what Will-O-Wisp even stands for. And I have to go reference back to, and I'm like, I know it's worldwide something. I know. But World Anvil is
Wow.
that cheat sheet. You can have the character's eye color, because I've heard a story where a guy who wrote a book, literally, like this was in the old days. So he sent out I guess in a, I don't know if it was like some kind of ad in a paper or something saying, send me a letter telling me what color my character's eye is, because I don't remember where I put it in the book and I don't feel like reading through all that. And then his readers send him in
Wow.
letters to tell him what color that character's eyes were because he didn't remember. So that
Yeah.
is why I like World Anvil, because it helps you to keep all your stuff organized. I can tell descriptions of characters and all kinds of stuff that I can go back and reference. And that is the cheat sheet that you were saying. That's my cheat sheet.
Yes. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm checking World Anvil because I know you did tell me about it, and I thought I created an account. Of course, it was so long ago, and I haven't used it. I checked it out, created an account, and thought, oh, I should use this. And of course, I didn't use it, so now I got to go see if I can find that account.
I'm going to see because I almost vaguely remember following you on there.
So what's the
I'm going to
password?
see
I'm
if
gonna
I.
get my password. Why
Maybe you didn't. I don't know. What would your name
I
be?
thought I did.
Would your name have been
Tiberian.
Tiberian?
It came up Tiberian, and I plugged in Tiberian, and it didn't say that name doesn't exist. So I'm wondering if, that was the name, but I didn't get the reset your password email from it either. So now I'm thinking that wasn't the right one. If you don't get an email, check your spam folder. No, it's not my spam folder. But yeah, because I went to log in and I said, I don't remember my password, and it came up with that. So,
So hopefully you can get
okay,
in, though.
invalid credentials. Yeah, I was hoping it would tell me if I picked a username or email and it was not in the system. I was hoping it would say, nope, there is none, but it didn't. It's just it
I
it
wish there
gave
was
me
a
a
better way
hey,
to.
try Tiberian. I
I
said try Tiberian, but I don't know what email would have been associated with that, but it wasn't the one that obviously that it went to because I got nothing. I got nothing.
okay.
So
Well,
we'll have to wait and see if.
there is a person who joined in. Do you have?
Oh, I found it. Hello there, Tiberian 64.
Ah,
So
okay,
that it was Tiberian 64, not Tiberian.
okay.
Click on the URL below. Okay, I'm gonna try doing it on my phone.
All right, so I'm not
Okay,
following
so it's
you.
Tiberian 64.
Now I am.
But now I need to create a password. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And of course I have to remember the password. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? Let's see if I can. I'm going to have to go old school and write down the password because heck, I'm not going to remember it. I'm too old. I can't remember stuff. I will be in. I will be in. Let's see if it says. Should tell me. I guess I successfully did it. All right. Yeah, go ahead and save it. All right. So I think I should be able to get in now. Let me try logging in. And it's Tiberian 64, by the way. I had the wrong one.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't look like he had anything on there publicly. I'm seeing his account. It says he
Me, no.
signed up September 2023. He didn't actually post anything public. I think this is your
I haven't
account.
created my first world or anything.
It's fine.
I've done nothing.
Yeah, so Mar
But
was
I do
just
have an
trying to
account.
look up by your world. Yeah, he didn't put Little Thoracia on there. And I heard you said Little Thoracia is actually the world that your GM has for you. Just
Correct.
like
Little
you.
Thracia is the town where Sherlock was born and lives. Little Thracia is one town in Athrofell. And
Yeah.
Athrofell is the world that my DM built. And I don't think he used World Anvil because I would have imagined he would have pointed me to World Anvil at some point. But he created maps and everything, and all the cities' names and everything. He created this big world, but he did not use World Anvil. So I'm going to introduce him to World Anvil. I might use World Anvil for a future D&D book. I might have to use it for other things too. See, you're going to get me distracted where I'm not going to finish anything because I'm going to be playing in all these worlds.
I mean, it's easier for you, I guess, because you can just, since you already have a published book, you can put things that are already in the book in there. But in fact, you don't need to. In fact, yeah, don't go crazy down the world building rabbit hole if you don't need to. World Anvil is supposed to be a thing that helps you. And if you just have some spare time and you just want to throw worlds on there, you can. But if you don't need to, you don't have to. It's mainly to be a resource for you. But I do know some people get distracted, and instead of writing, they just do all this kind of stuff. Which
world building.
A lot of times I don't get distracted just world building unless there's a challenge in World Anvil, and then I just do that challenge. But a lot of times,
do you have the free account or do you have a paid account?
I started off with a paid account because basically I got a discount trial or something, one NaNoWriMo through a NaNoWriMo prize. So that's how I figured out about them. And that was, I think, in 2019, 2020, I don't know. After that, I instantly just said, okay, I'm going to look at the thing. I just got Sage instantly, which I don't recommend, especially if you don't know how much you're going to use the software or anything, then you shouldn't just aim for the highest thing or whatever. Try it out first with a free account, then just get, I think, a master, grandmaster. I don't remember. Journeyman, I think, is the lowest. You can just do that just to test it out. But I did get a Sage account. And then once they offered lifetime Sage, I just said, okay, I'm just going to invest in that. So I'm now a lifetime Sage member.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, if you like it and you use it, I'm with you though. I don't usually pay for things until I actually try it out and decide I'm gonna, you know, like I paid for Duolingo, but mostly I don't really need to pay for it. But I thought, yeah, I'll pay for it because I'll support them a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'll
Same here.
probably stop my payment soon. Hey, so how do I find you? I'm in World Anvil. Can I see you
Okay,
or
so
your
you
stuff or not?
probably did get a notification that Wordy Girl has followed you.
Oh wait, there's a notification. It says Wordy Girl is now following you.
Yay! Now you can just click that, and there's my page, and you can follow me back if you like.
But it doesn't show your page. I can pin it.
Nope, you can click
close it.
the word that says Wordy Girl.
Oh, finally. Yeah, I was moving too quickly over it.
It's
And then
fine.
I can follow you.
Yeah, somebody
see
did
it.
say they recently redid the interface, and somebody did say that the notification it's not apparent that they're links anymore because they don't have a little underline under them. So it's not your fault.
Yep. I got it. I'm in.
Yay!
I'm following you. Very
Uh-oh.
nice.
Colonel says everybody should be following Wordy Girl.
Everybody should go out. Everybody that's on Word Anvil should be out there following Wordy Girls on. So now I'm following. I don't know what that'll do for me, but I got it. I'm in.
Well,
I
that
feel
just
like
means
I'm in the.
that means you will get notifications when I publish things and notify followers. I don't do it often because I don't like to bother people with too many spamming notifications. But when I do, you will get notified. So Mars says, I am the queen of World Anvil. No, I'm not. Janet is the queen of World Anvil. But I do love World Anvil.
So I got to go back to work in 2 minutes.
Oh no, I didn't realize the time.
I do an hour and a half for lunch when I stream. I know it went fast because we're enjoying it. I have options that I'm going to give you, but we can discuss offline also. One option is I will happily edit a book for you. You have to pick a book, and I'm going to push you to finish that book. And you can give me chapters, but I'll be like, okay, where's the next one? Where's the next one? Where's the next one? Until we finish. So that's one offer. Another offer is to co-write with you anything that you like, because I enjoy writing, and it'll be an excuse for me to write something else. I'm a flaming E in Myers-Briggs, which means that I like doing things with other people. I don't like doing anything alone, although I have to, I've learned to do things alone. But like the Time Warp King, I put my daughter's name on it. She didn't really help me write it. I wrote on my own, but I'm happy to write with other people if it's something you want to try. But so that's an offer. And then the last offer is just to be a nudge and bother you and remind you and nag you to get things done. But so that's the third offer. And then the fourth offer, which is probably the one I'm going to assume you will take, is we can do this again sometime. I will get on your calendar since now I know how to schedule an appointment to be on your stream. And I might try to be on your stream at least monthly.
Nice. That sounds good.
Okay. All the rest of the stuff she's like,
all right.
Stay away.
Well, thank you so
right.
much, Tiberian, for being on my stream. I appreciate you. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Once again, this is Tiberian. I'm going to shout him out one more time. I know he has to go. But please do follow Tiberian64. He streams chess. He streams writers sometimes. And he streams just chatting sometimes.
Yep. Yes, sometimes. But mostly, yes. Mostly it would be chess. All right, I'm going to go back to work, unfortunately for me.
All right.
World Anvil, I got that. Okay, I got all these things to look up. Now you got my head spinning, and I got to get a crown for when I do writing, my next writing stream, so I can, for the Time Warp King. Full beans.
All right, thank you. Have a blessed day at work. I appreciate
You're
you
welcome.
stopping by.
All right, we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Alrighty. I'm gonna get some things settled behind the scenes, because since he was on the stream, the audio is a little weird. So I will be right back. Thank you for your patience. I do see Josiah has redeemed a random wheel, but don't go anywhere. I should be right back very soon, and we will continue the stream for at least a little while. Continuing the camping. Alrighty. Do wait on a moment. I should be back soon. Hello, and welcome back to the stream. I am back. Please let me know if you hear me okay. If not, I will try to fix something. Also, I'm going to try to get the music up in the background for you guys, because there was no music with Tiberian, because I was scared that everything was going to blow up if I tried to add some music. Alrighty. Let me know if you can hear the music as well. Let's see what happens here. Samar says, Joe, I am making 2 types of lizard people in my world. I need ideas. Alrighty. Samar also says, hey, that was not enough time to steal Joe's brain. Oh no. Well, hopefully Joe will answer, because hopefully Joe is here, because hopefully... What happened to the... There we go. Hopefully we can spin the random wheel if Joe is still here. Also, Joe redeemed last time. He wanted me to sing something. I also muted this site because the audio was wonky when Tiberian was here. Play a Discord activity! Oh no, okay. I don't know if Joe wants me to do that. We can spin again for you, Joe. Also, Joe, I owe you pretzels, because last time you dropped off and you did not get a pretzel. And you did not get a...
Obligatory associate.
Thank you so much, Axel Baby 3, for joining the stream. I appreciate the follow. How are you? We are here. Joe says, Samar, they can be different lizard species, geckos, and fire lizard. Samar says, I had an edible redeem this time or last time? Let's see. Where is... There we go. I'm gonna check and see what redeem I had. Sing something. No. Somebody redeemed crickets yesterday. Then we have butterflies today. We have someone sing something. Someone sing something. Colonel reached a stream streak. Butterfly flutter again. A spin on the random wheel. There was no edible redeem except for last time. Yes, the pretzel. Yes, I did remember already. Yes, that's what I had mentioned already. I didn't know that you were talking about today. I mean, that day. Yep, that's what I was saying. Because I said next time Joe is here, I need to sing something and I have to eat a pretzel. So, I will have to be right back again because I have to go get the pretzel. But yes, you guys. Also, what should I sing, Joe? Please tell me. Also, I want to spin this again. Roasty Toasty. There we go. So, we have a pretzel and we have a Roasty Toasty. Okay. So, I shall return, and I shall have pretzel and Roasty Toasty marshmallows, okay? BRB. Okay. I think I'm back. Samar says, can't the Joe get the Discord redeemed to mean Wordy fixes Joe's Discord? Yeah, I don't know if I can fix Joe's Discord. Joe's Discord is quite... I don't know. Yum. Okay. Time for the fire so that I can Roasty Toasty. Which is annoying because ouch, ouch, ouch. I don't have my other lighter. I don't even know what happened to the lighter. Oh, I'm not doing that one. I can't. Okay. What even happened to my other lighter? I don't know. Samar fixes Joe's Discord? I don't know if you can. So basically, Samar, it's not his Discord that's broken exactly. Okay, there we go. It is the rainbow candle for the St. Patrick's Over the Rainbow scented candle. And I remember on St. Patrick's Day, I was so sleepy. I said, this candle smells sweet. It smells like something. I couldn't think of it. I think it's jelly beans. I don't know. Bubblegum or something. I don't know. Magic fire, yes. All right. So, we have the magic fire. Now it's time for the magic marshmallows. Joe says, I need an SD card. It always crashes and I have no space. Yes, it smells like your Lucky Charms. Maybe it does. Speaking of Lucky Charms, these marshmallows are from the Valentines, but I like them because they smell like strawberries and they look cute and they're shaped like little hearts. And I'm almost for certain there's a Lucky Charm marshmallow like that. Isn't there? I don't know. But I like them. Thank you to Josiah for redeeming Marshmallow Roasty Toasty and for redeeming Pretzel last time. Alrighty. I'm gonna show you guys the pretzel if I can. I should have just picked it up. I thought I could show you easier like this. It's a pretzel. It's a pretzel. Price Rider says, what happened to Tiberian? Tiberian had to go back to work. I'm so sorry. But I'm gonna stick around for a moment. He left to become independently wealthy. That's a thing to say. Okay. 2GB SD cards are useless in the modern world. That's such a small one. Tiberian had to go keep the fairies in check, says Colonel. Lizard, 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 lizard. I think you're missing a couple of dinosaurs in there. Speaking about that, I was thinking that the thing I should sing is lizard, 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 dinosaur. Because this is a song that Joe laughs about because Joe loves this. When Joe was younger, he loved lizards and dinosaurs. So he had a song where it says, I saw a lizard, 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 a dinosaur. I saw a lizard, 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 and a dinosaur. But the other song I can sing is Happy Birthday. So 2 days ago, so when he was little was 2 days ago. Seems like it. All right, so this is for you and for Samar, okay, you guys? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe and Tamar. Happy birthday to you. Lizard, 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 dinosaur. Alrighty. Now we're turning the music back on. Alright, so I think I'm caught up now. So what should we do? Another sprint, I'm sure. I feel like this little slideshow here isn't showing all the stuff that I wanted to show. Like, I feel like there are way more slides. Maybe they can't have so many slides. I don't know. 13 minutes. We're gonna do a 13-minute sprint, guys. Why is it not doing the clicky? Oh, it's unmuted. Okay. That had forget the words because no sleep vintage music vibes. It does kind of sound like vintage music. But I hope you are able to get some sleep. If you'd like to join the Discord, you can. We are going to sprint again for 13 minutes. If not, no worries. You can join from the comfort of the Twitch chat because I will have this clock up here with 13 minutes on it so that you can join right here. No sleep, only Twitch. Oh no! You've been watching Twitch all this time? Please do get some sleep, birthday fairy. I know the butterfly cake is exciting, but it's time to get some sleep as well. Alrighty, the sprint has started. 13 minutes on the clock for all you sprinters out there. You logged off Twitch at a not wholly unreasonable hour, but you couldn't sleep. Oh no. Your alarm went off at 6:30, 7:30. Friend came at 8:04. Did the friend bring the butterfly cake? 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock for all you sprinters out there. We are going to do a little bit of sprinting, and we are going to do a little bit of keyboard ASMR. It was mailed to her address, so she brought it over to you. Oh, that's so sweet. All right. Okay. You knew she was coming with cards and the mail, hence the 6:30 alarm. Okay. Alright, it's time for me to get into some keyboard ASMR. "1:40 a.m. isn't wholly unreasonable, right?" Well, I will tell you that I'm not one to talk at all about such shenanigans. But I do care about you and I want you to get some rest. That's all I'm saying. Okay. "40 now, and it shouldn't be up to such mischief." I thought you were saying, "I'm an adult now and I can stay up as late as I want." And I'm like, that's what we think we want to do when we're a kid. But once we actually become an adult, then we really want to not stay up sometimes. "12 a.m. to 1 a.m. are much more reasonable."
Precisely.
Okay. 8:16 on the clock for all you sprinters out there. Actually would go to bed at 9 or 10 many days if that wouldn't mess other things up. Yes, understandable. Thank you also to AJ for redeeming that loud and rambunctious comment from someone.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Thanks also to Samara for redeeming that. I'm going to change my channel back to writers because I am writing butterflies. Lovely. World Animal is streaming! I forgot they were going to go live today. Okay. Cats vanishing in terror or staring from the other side of the room. That's what you're going to miss if you don't stay up past 10 a.m. 10 p.m. Cats, butterflies should not be that big. Very funny. Yeah. 541 on the clock for all you sprinters out there. Oh, the butterflies that came out of the cake, I think you're talking about. Okay, got it. The butterflies flutter was like my cake box, but minus the cats freaking out. Oh, yes. Oh, okay, I get it. So you're saying the butterflies that were flying past was actually your room today, but it didn't have any cats in it vanishing in terror because I'm in the screen. They don't think these butterflies are too big. But yes, those cats were probably like, what on earth is that? Get out of here. Also, no cake. Yes, sadly. Yeah, the butterflies are the size of small birds. Yes, I know, because I got them in the mail too. At least just one, and I was really scared. So imagine a lot of them. You said 8 of them? That's a lot. And cats too. They were like, whoa, wait, what is that? Whoa, 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 whoa! Put that back. 111 on the clock for all you sprinters out there. Captain Inkpin is here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. How are you? Ah, the sprint is over already. Alrighty. How did you guys do with that sprint? Oh, Samara has shared the cute cake box. Okay. I'm gonna go to, oh, I didn't even join the sprint. Okay, I'm going to, give words now. How many words was it? 265, okay? Oh no, why are you bringing evil into the chat? I thought you were becoming a changed Inkpin. Samara says, I got a box with a magical attack, butterflies and flowers and cake today. And that is exactly what I'm about to show you guys. Alrighty. So, here we go. I'm gonna show you guys this. Samar got this Syndicate in the mail. And when you open it up, these butterflies flutter out. Ooh. Nice. And I believe the next shows these. Oh my goodness, those are some giant butterflies. There's the box. And the cats ran. Because the cats were scared of that. They're like, whoa, what is that? What is that? Good. Evil smile. What is an evil smile? What I did? Thanks to Samar for sharing the pics of this magical gift that was given for Samar's birthday. Samar and Joe both had birthdays yesterday. I am gonna have to go ahead and, gonna have to watch World of Anvil's stream. Later. Unless we raid into them now. Because their stream is going on. But I know you guys probably don't want me to leave. Especially now the captain's here. Joe has redeemed Funny Fortune. Samara said, I would likely run from a butterfly the size of my head too. Need 6 more what? Okay. Chaotic butterflies. Okay. Alright, Joe, we're gonna do the, Festive Fortune here. I mean, funny fortune. I'm so sorry. Why do I keep saying festive? It is quite festive. Oh, wisps, of course. Alrighty, here we go. Josiah-saurus, one day you might visit the place of your dreams in your dreams. Thank you so much again to Josiah-saurus for redeeming Funny Fortune. Alrighty, let's go back to the music. Samara says, I want to do that. Alright, happy birthday, Samara and Joe, says Captain Inkpin. And if you guys really want to wish them a happy birthday, you can redeem someone sing something, and he might sing happy birthday, because there's a high probability chance for him to do so. He has been singing it quite some time, but I'm going to probably delete it after today, because both Samara and Joe have visited the streams. So, unless there's another person who says it's their birthday, I will probably take that out. I might make it where it's an equal chance that he can probably sing it as the rest of the other songs he can sing. But not a high probability chance. Let's take a 5-minute break. I know Evil Inkpin is saying, Wordy, why are you leaving? I'm not leaving for now. I was thinking about leaving because I see... Hello. Hi, yes, it's Captain Inkpin. Hello, Captain, how are you? Yes. I was thinking about leaving the stream. Yes, I was. But I know you just joined, and you probably won't want me to leave right now. Yeah, I might stay a little bit longer. Okay. Well, thanks. Alright. Have a blessed one. Bye. Alright. I want to also see what's up with this image slideshow. Why is it not showing these images? Joe says, what kind of training do most of the spies at Will-O-Wisp have? And I think that Joe is probably getting at something about martial arts. Joe, if you would like me to show your martial arts video, I can, if you would like me to. Samar says they have to cover up someone's messes. And Captain Inkpin is happy that I'm staying for now. But yes, some spies at Will-O-Wisp do have martial arts training, but some spies at Will-O-Wisp don't. Don't, says Joe. No worries, I will not. But yes, some spies at Will-O-Wisp have martial arts training, some do. But it is not necessarily mandatory for every single spy that exists in the Will-O-Wisp agency to have.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Military training. Military training? Martial arts training. Alright, so the main training that they have is specialized training, not excuse me, not necessarily dealing with any kind of particular discipline of fighting style or anything, but more of just protocol. And that is from Will-O-Wisps alone. So, like not sharing too many secrets or something like that. training on how to handle the devices that they are given, training on how not to get attached to people that they are supposed to either be protecting or tricking, stuff like that. Also, etiquette within the organization. They are advised from not snooping too much or getting into things that they're not supposed to know about, or there could be consequences. Tamar says it should be plenty of training, at least for self-defense. Office workers need self-defense and fitness too. Yes, that's true. But like I said, it's not necessarily mandatory karate or some kind of martial art like that. They do have self-defense training, of course, especially in the field. Depending on what kind of agent you are, you might need combat training. Some agents don't need combat training, but it's still good to be able to defend yourself, of course. Captain says, are there some engineering Will-O-Wisp agents? Yes, there are. Weapon training? Yes, there is weapon training as well. If you are going to be an agent who is wielding a weapon, you do need to know how to use it. But as Samar said, even base ops that just stay at the base, at all the jobs that I've held, I had to have some kind of training for safety. Ads. Equality for base ops. Let's see. We're waiting for the ad ninjas to disappear. We have 17 seconds left in the waiting clock. And we'll wait till Joe comes back from the ads. Alright, time is up for the waiting. Let's roll a spin the wheel to see how long we are going to sprint for this time. And once Joe comes back, I will address some more of the questions. "22 minutes for this next sprint, and Joe is back just in time. Uh-oh, now Captain is gone. Goodness. Alright, we'll wait for Captain to return. While we were waiting for Captain to return, if you would like to join the Discord, feel free to click the link that is in the chat that Handsome co-host has just put.
Hey, yoo-hoo! Look at me!
Captain is back now. Great. And Joe has redeemed "look at me" just so I can look at someone's tie. We are going to sprint for 22 minutes. If you would like to join us in the Discord, we are sprinting at the lakeside porch because it is summer camp time. I mean, not summer. Spring camp time. Okay, so if you would like to join us, feel free. If not, you can stay in the Twitch chat and we will keep sprinting there. I'm going to join with the same amount of words that I had last time, and now I can address these questions that are here. Isn't summer there, says Samar? Of course not yet. It's always summer where Samar is. Samar has 5 different seasons, and all of them are variations of summer. Let's go back to what was happening before the ad ninjas attacked. Okay. Like I was saying, Samar is right. Even if you're just an office worker, people still have training for self-defense. I do as well. Like when I was I worked at a mortgage company, and we were even from home, and we still had to take training for fire escape. We had to take training for if somebody breaks in with a firearm. We had to take training for first aid. The sprint begins, guys. 22 minutes on the clock. We are starting. Oh my goodness, I forgot to start the clock. Here we go. All right. Yes, so we had to do that. Also, like at my cashier job, my weekend cashier job, of course, there's customers that come in, and some of them can get irate and hostile, and you have to be able to be prepared at all times for anything to happen. So even though the the job that I work is not the most professional, we are supposed to have the training, even if there's just like a thing we read or click, click, click on a computer. But a company like Will-O-Wisp is going to have in-depth training for just general self-defense. That does not mean martial arts, of course. Also, just training on protocols, how to deal with the computer systems. Will-O-Wisp has their own computer systems. They don't want to trust any kind of Windows computer or Linux or Mac or anything. They have their own computers. They have their own operating systems. They do not want to risk their computers being monitored, because if you don't know, I'm sure if you use Google, it's using Google. Google can see stuff. Even if you go in an incognito window. Who is it incognito to? All it does is not save your history. A Windows computer at any time can say, we're updating, we're shutting down your computer. It's like, how do you have the power to do that? Well, Will-O-Wisp doesn't want that to happen, so Will-O-Wisp creates their own softwares, their own technology. They don't even want to use outside computers. They manufacture their own computers. So, of course, you're going to need technical training on how to use that software, because it's not going to align with some of the software you probably have at home. Also, training on how to like keep secret, like don't use your regular real phones for Will-O-Wisp communication, intel, stuff like that. Anybody can overhear you. But again, in the chat, Inkpen is saying stuff like, who was the first group of agents? Well, a lot of this is a little bit of a spoilers, but Evil Inkpen also asks, when did the organization form? What is the agency hiding? They don't want agents snooping around. Exactly. So basically, a lot of modern agents these days don't really know when the organization formed, but it is speculated and widely broadcasted that it formed around the time that the CIA formed in the United States. Let's see. It has been unseasonably cool and rainy, says Samar. Bad guys will go after their weakest link, of course. Don't make your physically weakest employees untrained. Exactly. Anti-Will-O-Wisp folks and plastics magnates. Yes, they own satellites too. You don't fully trust Will-O-Wisp. They sound shady. They really do. Honestly, they are sometimes very questionable in their efforts and their intentions. But once you are recruited, it is not advised that you defy. Tamara says, martial arts in a simplified or focused version is the easiest way to make unathletic office nerds and lab boffins capable of protecting themselves in a fight. That is true. That doesn't necessarily mean that everybody does that, because the jobs that I've been a part of have not actually taught us any kind of martial arts. Unfortunately. That would be really cool if they did, but they didn't. I don't know specifically. I will tell you that from what I know about Will-O-Wisp, they didn't specifically teach any kind of set martial arts to their I know Will-O-Wisp is smart, it is, but they didn't necessarily teach any kinds of martial arts to all of their agents. And there may be a reason, there may not be a reason. Captain Inkpen says, speculated? That answer isn't an answer. It sure isn't. It does sound like a shadow organization. Shady and smart. Yes, they are shady and smart. So you might wonder, why wouldn't Will-O-Wisp just go ahead and teach everybody martial arts? Because they're smart. Samara says they want to prevent them from unionizing. Yeah, so I don't know if that's the reason. But there is a thing about Some people don't want to teach you more than they know, or to the point where you can overpower them. That is a thing. That is a true thing, even though that's not good sometimes, and that's sad sometimes. There are some people who don't want to teach you the necessities because they are afraid that with that you can either abuse your power or you can use your power for something that they don't want you to use. Joystick is here. Hey, we love fellow Christian streamers. Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream. First time chat. Joystick, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. 16 minutes and 24 seconds on the clock for all you sprinters out there. We were doing some writing sprints for now, but I stopped writing for a second to answer some questions in the chat. Captain Inkpin and Samar both say typical. Exactly. Hello, Joy. Join the madness, says Evil Inkpin. So we're just doing some writing sprints, just typing a bit, chatting a bit, and having a lot of fun. How are you today? Samara says, it's funny because I literally mean a one night or day self-defense class. I know. How long have I been streaming on Twitch for? Oh my goodness. I don't even remember. Has it been 2 years now? 3 years? I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out. Okay, there's one way to do this. I know that I post my stuff on YouTube. 2 years. Nice. Thanks, Captain Inkpin. Who was my first follower? I honestly don't know. You guys are asking me questions that are... Okay, I don't even know how to find the history of who followed me first. All I'm doing is going to my YouTube videos and finding the oldest video. Because I started posting all of my Twitch streams to YouTube. That's the only thing I know. And my first summer camp stream day 1 says it was 1 year ago, but that doesn't sound right.
Obligatory associate.
Thank you so much, Captain, for following. I know you were following on your other channel account, but now that you have this one, I appreciate you for doing that. It says July 2022. So that was more than a year ago.
Obligatory associate.
Oh, thanks so much to Cademan for following. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Please let me know how to pronounce it. I appreciate you following the channel. Okay, so if you guys would like to go to my YouTube, I did? Nice. If you guys would like to go to my YouTube, following that would be much appreciated. I don't have half as many people following my YouTube as the people who are following me on Twitch. But I do post all of my VODs that I stream here over there. Joystick says... Oh, it's Joystick. That's so cool. Joystick says, I've been streaming on Twitch for 3 weeks. That's okay. That's great. Welcome to Twitch. And I hope you have been having a great time streaming. What do you stream? Katamon says, do you know the book series Earth's Children? Sounds familiar. I'm not sure. I will look it up. But yes, it's saying on my YouTube that my first VOD that I posted from Twitch to over here was July 1st, 2022. So it is now, so July 1st, 2023 would be 1 year, and then July 1st, 2024 would be 2 years. So almost 2 years I've been streaming, I think, if that is the accurate calculation. Joyce says, I actually started streaming here on Twitch to connect deeper with the fans of my music. Oh, nice. What kind of music do you make? By the way, Katamon, I am reading about Earth's Children. It says Earth's Children is a series of epic historical fiction novels written by Jean M. Oil. I do not know how to pronounce Auel. Owl, probably? Set circa 30,000 years before the present day. There are 6 novels in the series. Interesting. It's very interesting. Yep, that is the one I am reading. Okay. Clan of the Cave Bear. Yes, I see that one too. That is an interesting premise. 30,000 years before the present day. I will have to check these out. I have not read them. Okay, have you read all of them? Have you read any of them? How do you like them? And do they have audiobooks? Because one of the things that I usually look for is audiobooks, because I am such a busy person that it's easier for me to like listen to stuff while I'm doing something else, especially like when I'm doing work and stuff like that, than to sit down and read a book. Unfortunately, I love to sit down and read books. I really do. But for some reason, I just don't have the time anymore. You read them long ago? Nice. Joyce Stick says, thanks for the love, Inkpen. Yes, I will have to follow you as well. You stream your music, Joyce? God has been so good with my platform. I'm probably the biggest Christian hip-hop artist in South Carolina, if you ever listen to that kind of thing. Yes, I love all genres of music as long as they don't go against God and go against my faith. And yeah, I will love to check out your music. Feel free to put a link in the chat to let us know where to find you other than your Twitch channel if you so choose to do so. I will try to check you out and follow you, Joyce, of course. Captain says books are friends and enemies. I love them. Interesting.
Buckle up and get ready for a bit of fun.
Thank you to Josiah Source for redeeming that. I stream sometimes, says Cademan. When I get the feeling. Nice. What do you stream, Cademan, when you stream? Hold on, somebody's calling me. Hello? King Swaggus, hi, how are you? Yes. Are you watching the stream? Yes? Oh, cool. Hey. Ah, yes. Great. Awesome. Well, thanks. All right. Bye. Hello, and welcome to the stream. King, how are you? Joe says I couldn't chat. Oh, no. Some people say this is happening. When they try to chat, somehow their chat is locked. I don't know why, but Joe asks a question. When and where did someone learn to fly a helicopter? Yes, he did learn to fly a helicopter after working at Will-O-Wisp. He learned at Will-O-Wisp. Uh-oh. Hello? Ah, hello, Inkfin. How are you? Yes. You successfully got me not to end the stream. Yeah, I will stick around for a bit longer. All right, bye. Alrighty, let me catch up on the chat. Oh my goodness, the phone is ringing off the hook. Hello? Joe! Hello. Yes. Josiah-saurus, everybody. See, this feels like a sitcom where when I answer the phone, it's Joe, and then everybody starts clapping because Joe is epic, right? Hello, Joe. How are you? Yes, lizard. Dinosaur? Lizard. Dinosaur. Got it. All right, bye. Alrighty. Okay. Let's catch up on the chat again. Okay. You're so fire. Are you talking to me? Oh, thank you. I will try to follow you, Joyce, if you want to put the link in the chat. Handsome co-host will play nice and he will not eat links. Let's see. Yes, sir, says Joyce, because Captain says South Carolina. Nice. Cade streams writing and games. Nice. So do I. Great. I want to follow you too. Everybody follow these guys in the chat. They're cool. They stream too. I need to check out their streams. Meow. I am being reminded to feed the fluff beast. Go feed the beast, Samar, please. Colonel says that's the odd band I listen to out the window for Wordy Girl to listen to. What? Joyce streams Fortnite, Fall Guys, Helldivers, 2K, Warzone, and Family Feud. Oh, nice. Does the chat get to participate with you with Family Feud? Cade Mon says, I write in Swedish, so not much writing stream. It's okay. I know some people who write in Latin and write in all kinds of languages when they are streaming. But if the stream is a nice, vibe to just hang out in, it doesn't necessarily matter that I'm not able to read what they are typing, but we can sprint together and we can do fun stuff. Just chilling out with somebody. Sometimes streams just feel like I was in the Tiger Right stream the other day, and I was like, this just feels like a chill stream where he's sometimes just being quiet typing, but it's okay. And it just feels like you're working beside somebody while you're writing. And that's a cool thing too. But then there's people who are really engaging with the chat and engaging with... There we go. Alright, let's see. I thought you meant the first person ever, Joe. What do you mean, first person ever what? Oh, when and where did someone learn to fly a helicopter? Like the first person ever learning to fly a helicopter? Yeah, I have no idea. I would hope it was the person who first flew the helicopter at least. Let's see, like who on earth thought that was a good idea exactly? Lizard dinosaur wizard says Colonel. Oh no! Colonel's getting ideas for the D&D game. Captain Inkpen says lizard dinosaur wizard too. What kind of thing is this? Okay. Joyce says always. Yes, it's so fun. Cademan says, Wordy, do you have any good sci or fantasy book tips? Are you saying to read or to write your own? Tips to write your own or tips to Oh, I think Joyce was saying always the chat gets to play Family Feud, probably? Yes. Nice. It is so fun if the chat gets to play too. I would love to join sometime. Why does someone act crazy, says Captain Inkpen. Exactly. You will have to figure out in Troubled Beginnings or find out about his past. Yes, to read. Yes, I have no idea. I'm so sorry. I can't tell you any recommendations to read sci-fi or fantasy, unfortunately, because I haven't read too many lately that I think are like, everybody would love this. Please read it. A lot of times I read like a lot of indie stuff, short stories, or the taste that I have in books is niche. And like I listen to some fiction podcasts, stuff like that, audio dramas, that kind of stuff. But like the literary suggestions, I don't think that I am qualified to give anything because I can't even think of anything. The last sci-fi that I can think of I read, there was something called Captain Inkpen has some suggestions for you. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, The Time Machine, Frankenstein. These are some classics. I don't know if Cademan is looking for some new stuff that they probably have not read before. I'm not sure. Joe has redeemed Lizard Breath comic book series art. Oh no! I don't know if they're gonna do it correctly. Well, we're gonna try. Just so you guys know, we are going to go ahead and redeem or generate an AI image. If you are not familiar with this redeem, basically, I know AI can be a very controversial topic, but the thing is, I like to just play with the AI, see what it's gonna do, see what it's going to produce, and we like to laugh at it, that's all. So 2 minutes left on the clock for all you sprinters out there, and once this is done cooking, we are going to, oh my goodness, we're gonna show what Joe has redeemed. Joe has redeemed the prompt lizard breath comic book series art, and I will guarantee you this is nothing like the actual Lizard Breath comic book series art. This looks like Godzilla and his cousins came to town to tear stuff up. This looks like Lizard Gang riots of 2039.
Isn't that the game? Oh!
Goodness, someone is right here. Lizard Gang Riots of 2039 is the game, I guess. There's some military guys back here. They're trying to keep these lizards at bay, I guess. What on earth is going on? Well, thank you so much to Josiasaurus for redeeming Lizard Breath art comic series. And that is not how the real Lizard Breath comic series is. If you guys want to check out the real Lizard Breath comic series, do check out lizardbreathofficial.com. And that is where you can find fun, cool comics written by Josiasaurus. And the art style is nothing like that, I will say. Thank you to Captain Inkfin for giving lots of recommendations in the chat. Interesting recommendations. Cademan, hopefully you can figure out something. I would also recommend maybe not Googling, but going to a writing community. Are you part of any writing communities or reading communities? Going on like Goodreads or something like that. A lot of times what I will do, time's up for the sprint. I don't think I did any extra words, unfortunately. I did literally one extra word. Yeah, so a lot of times when I have extra credits on Audible, which I'm like paying for, which I need to cancel the subscription because it just keeps auto taking out of my account. But like when I have free credits on Audible, I just send you those. Yes, I will try to put them in the Discord, but I know that your Discord is not the best right now, so I will try to send them to you as a text message as well, Josiasaurus. Yes, so when I have free Audible credits, usually I just look up like mysteries or something like that, or like Christian or something. I don't usually go to the sci-fi place. Like I read Ready Player One. I didn't even watch the movie. I listened to the audiobook of Ready Player One. That's the standout sci-fi thing I can remember me reading last. Besides something called Catnet or something, and it was a weird, mild sci-fi. I will say it's sci-fi because it is, but it's very mild sci-fi, as the sci-fi wasn't so much of a part of the world that it was, like, overwhelming. So basically, this was a futuristic kind of world, but it was, like, normal life. The most that was changed was the fact that there was, like, robots teaching in schools. And it was like regular robots that you can imagine. Like it was nothing so high tech that you can't imagine this happening for real. It was just like robots that are teaching in schools that the kid was literally like vandalizing the robot, and like there were still humans in the school, and they were like getting the kids in trouble because the kids were messing stuff up. And then the whole premise was the fact that there's this site called Catnet, because lots of people like to share cat videos and cat pictures on the internet. So there was like a social media site where you could go and upload cat pictures, cat videos, but it became more than that. It was like a forums where people could talk about their own things, and they had their own clouders where they all would gather, and they would be like a group of people who would just talk and chat, like chat rooms. And the main thing was that this AI that was in all the clouders was like a one person. They called themselves Cheshire Cat on one of them. The main character thought that they were a friend. And then they started knowing too much information. And people were like, why is Cheshire Cat always up? Why is Cheshire Cat never sleep? Like, Cheshire Cat is always online. Cheshire Cat knows stuff that I didn't even tell them. Why do they keep responding like this? And they were thinking it was weird, but some people just thought Cheshire Cat is just weird. Cheshire Cat is just a person who, has no life, so they are always online. But it turned out that they were an AI, so they were able to like look up information about them without them telling Cheshire Cat. So there was a whole other story about the main character girl and how she was moving around because her mom was in an abusive relationship and all this stuff, and she was trying to get away from that. So they would always be moving to different towns and stuff like that. So it was a very interesting book, and there is a part 2. I had not gotten around to reading the part 2, but that is the latest sci-fi that I can think of that I have read before. So I don't know if you're still here, Cademan, but that would be probably, that was an interesting one. But I don't think that somebody who's super wanting sci-fi is gonna think that that's cool, because there was way more other stuff going on in there, and you could kind of forget that it's even sci-fi for a second, because it wasn't such an outstanding part of the story, if that makes sense. That's why I call it mild sci-fi. Joe has redeemed Secret Agent someone laughing on a dinner date with red dress women. This is going to be hilarious. Here's one of the reasons why I feel like it's very hilarious is because, for one, a lot of times when I do, for fun, just try to generate any kinds of Secret Agent someone stuff, if I have 2 people in ads. Okay, I will wait for Joe to come back. I will have these cooking, waiting for Joe. But in the meantime, should we put on the waiting clock for the sprints? Waits. Samara says, my phone just told me it wants to go back to bed, and I should too. Do go back to bed, Samar. Have a blessed one. Get some good rest, and please charge your phone. I appreciate you stopping by. Much love, and happy belated birthday again. I hope you enjoy your yummy magical butterfly cake. And hopefully the cats aren't still scared of the butterflies. You will leave a lurk. Aw, thank you. But if you don't have a lurk, it's fine. Because your phone does need to charge, so it's fine. Do charge your phone. And get some good rest. I know you got up really early. The butterflies are contained. Nice. Joe is back from the ads. Thanks so much for letting me know you're back. Also, thank you to Smart for the lurking. God bless. Much success with all the things you're working on. Sending prayers, love, and hug your way, and I hope you get a blessed and peaceful rest. Alrighty. So, Joe, you are back. Here is... Oh, no. See, this is the thing that I'm trying to say. Whenever I... Not just Secret Agent someone, but whenever I try to generate anybody... Which I don't like to use AI for real stuff. But whenever I'm just for fun, like generating any people, if you try to describe 2 different people in a scene, they're going to make both of the people have the same attributes. Handsome! Can you please? Thank you so much. Okay. There are so many bots that are not nice, handsome co-host bots that are trying to spam the chat. I want to delete. Alright, so anyways. This is supposedly what Josiah Storrs says is Secret Agent someone laughing on a dinner date with red dress woman. So obviously this picture is interesting. It's like one of those black and white pictures that show one color is highlighted, which I like that kind of stuff too. But when you look at this too hard, it starts looking very bad. Like at first it looks like a normal thing that you would think this is like a real photograph from that time period, but then it's like, wait, is she sitting on the table? Also, like, that's weird. Also, what are you holding? This is becoming strange. Then this, she's holding something that is not actually shaped how a cup should be shaped, and there's way too many glasses on the table. Who is she talking to? And look at the back of her chair. The back of her chair has like 3 backs. And, I don't know. That's weird. I don't like it. And then this has multiple red dressed women. And, once again, everybody has too many glasses. When you say dinner date, they automatically think that everybody has 17 wine glasses. And are they eating roses? Like, what is that? This is very strange. And like when you say someone laughing, automatically they make everybody laugh because you can't just tell it to do one thing. Like whenever I describe somebody, like if I try to make one person have a certain skin color, then they make both of the people have that skin color because it can't differentiate that I want the man to be this color and the woman to be this color. It can't like if one time I said like something like a green tie, then they made both of the people in the picture have a suit with a green tie. I'm like, I do not want both of them to have a green tie. Then they start merging them and making it where it's like a dress with a tie on it, and it looks okay, but that's not what I wanted. So yeah, it's not, that's one of the things of why I really don't do too much with AI like that. Yes, that is a red dress woman party, basically. Red dress women party. She is so inebriated that cups have stopped functioning. That's hilarious. Joe says that was not someone or Constance. Exactly. It wasn't. But yeah, that kind of stuff happens a lot. And that's one of the reasons why I put a disclaimer that I know, yeah, AI is controversial, but we are in no way replacing artists on the stream with AI. It just is not even the thing we do, because I don't think it's even valid. We appreciate artists. I love art. I love doing all the stuff myself. Like, I like to take photos, I like to draw, or I like to commission artists to do stuff. I never used AI in like official stuff. But I do know there are some people who do, and that's perfectly fine as well. Some people either can't afford to pay artists, or they want to be able to do it themselves, and AI is a tool. 25 minutes sprint. So yeah, I'm okay with everybody on each side. I know some people are like, take a side. You can't like AI. You have to side with artist or AI. I'm like, I am about unity. I understand why people use AI. I do. I just don't. That's okay. No shame if you do. No shame if you don't. Everybody can join the streams. We're gonna sprint for 25 minutes. If you'd like to join the Discord and sprint along with us, feel free to do so by clicking the link in the chat. If not, no worries. You can still join from the comfort of your Twitch chat by just hanging out there, because I will start this clock once the sprint starts in my server. I'm going to join with the same amount of words because last time I did absolutely nothing. Captain is back. Hello, 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 and welcome back. Samara says you just don't want to suffer in the robot uprising or the artist revolt. Exactly. I think the robots and the artists should get along together. Back, street, back. All right. The sprint begins. 25 minutes. And the clock has started. Squarehead agent someone. What? I don't know what that even means. And if that was supposed to be a redeem, it wasn't. So that's just you saying it. Alrighty. I'm gonna get back to the clicky keyboard ASMR. Feel free to continue chatting in the chat. Or sprinting, whatever you want to do. Okay. Thank you for that laugh, Josiah Source. Where's Kaboom? Says Josiah Source. Kaboom is still here. It has a little dynamite looking bomb on it. It is next to someone say something with the tie, and it's on the end. So you will see a hey, yoo-hoo, and then you will see the tie, and then you will see Kaboom.
Kaboom!
Rhombic dodecahedron agent someone. Oh my goodness. Captain wants, oh no, my pineapple cat is driving my TOG tank. What? Captain Inkpin was talking about tanks in the server the other day and asking about, are there any cars that are tanks? I'm like, yes, but they are not they're not just regular agents driving down the street with tanks. These are only used in certain military circumstances. So that got Inkpin to thinking about tanks in Will-O-Wisp, so here we go. Oh no, my cat. My pineapple cat. Not just any cat. My pineapple cat is driving my TOG tank. It is cooking in the AI oven. And I will show it on screen once it's done, which is now. Interesting. First of all, this is quite adorable. There's a little cat sitting in a tank with a pipe, and it has an antenna on the back. I can imagine this like an RC vehicle. Like it's just a little remote control tank, and the cat is just sitting in it, and there's pineapples everywhere. Here are other little cats in little tanks. This looks like a little pixelized video game from the Google Play Store or something. I don't know. Strange. This is a more realistic looking cat sitting on, it looks like a motor scooter made out of pineapples. It doesn't really look like a tank at all. And then this one is just a lot of pineapples, and there's no tanks and there's no cats. I have no idea. Secret Agent Car 1 says, Secret Agent CARONE says Joe. Samar says, I want to play that game. Yeah, that looks cute. I can imagine them like with little animations. If agents are doing military things with tanks, things have gone very, very wrong on the mission. True. Joe says, Squarehead Lizard. Interesting. Secret Agent Square someone. I don't even know what kind of thing you guys are doing. You guys love to just like say different random things. But great. Awesome. Nice chatting. I appreciate the chatting. 20:30 on the clock for all you sprinters out there. Secret Agent Banana. What? Secret Agent BANANA Tamara says, no, you used all the AI redeems. Wait, did I make more of the... I made it a limit of AI redeems? Oh, it's on cooldown. I made it where you can't keep redeeming it, because one of the problems is people were redeeming way too many of them too fast. So you can redeem it again, but you just have to wait until the cooldown is over. I think the cooldown is a minute? 2 minutes? I don't know. I thought it was going to have a countdown there, but I think since you have to enter text, they don't show you when the countdown is. If it's like redeeming someone saying something or something, it will have a little countdown timer clock that shows shows when the redeem will return. But this time it doesn't say it because you have to enter the Secret Agent Booker. What? Who was that? Who would do that? Says Evil Finn. Of course. Joe says Secret Agent Dinocephalosaurus orientalis. That is hilarious. Secret Agent Pasta Noodles. Whoa, this is becoming very interesting conversation, if you can call it that. Samar says, I wanted to redeem giant rainbow butterflies attacking the cat armies. Okay. Secret Agent Dinosaur Soup, says Ethan. Samar. I think that the redeem is back, Samar. I think you can do it now. I think the cooldown is just like 2 minutes. Hey! Giant rainbow butterflies attacking the cat armies. Interesting. Secret Agent good one, says Josiah Stairs to Captain Inkfin. Alrighty, let's see what happens here. 2 minutes is too long, says Captain Inkpin. Of course it is. That's the reason why I did it. Okay, this looks like a Where's Waldo weird thing. I don't even see any cat armies anywhere. This is supposed to be giant rainbow butterflies attacking the cat armies. This one is really pretty, but I don't see any cat armies. Oh, there's some cats. They don't look like they're attacking anybody. These are some weird cats. The cats look like they're playing with the butterflies, and the cats have 2 tails and 5 arms. Oh, this one isn't even the same. This cuts off here. It looks almost like it was the same picture. Okay. And then we have this. Interesting. This does not look like cat armies at all. And this one doesn't even have cats. I don't get it. 16 minutes on the clock for all your sprinters out there. Caveman says that's so many butterflies. Yes, it is. They got overrun. Yeah, so Caveman, I don't know if you heard about when I was talking about that cat net. Speaking of cats, that's the last sci-fi thing I remember writing and reading, and it's not for the sci-fi people who love super sci-fi stuff. I don't think either of them know how to do battle. They sure don't. The butterflies didn't look like they were attacking, and the cats didn't look like they were an army. Catnap. No, catnet. That's the thing I was talking about earlier about where it's like a website where a lot of people gather to upload cat videos, cat pictures, and stuff like that. And then people were talking about other stuff other than cats. But it was called Catnets because it originated off from sharing cat pictures on the internet. Yeah, they don't, says Evil Infant. They do not know how to battle. It didn't look like they knew. Secret Agent Carrot Tail Chuckawalla. What? Cat Apple. Interesting. These are some interesting conversations here. Yes, Catnet. It was basically called Catnet. Something about Catnet? It wasn't catfishing on Catnet. I think Catnet was the catfishing on Catnet was the next one or something. Maybe it was called catfishing on Catnet. Yeah, and there was a second one too. Yeah, I think oh yeah, Chaos on Catnet was the next one. Here's a series of 3 books I really recommend. Oh, let's see. Thanks. Okay, The Poppy War, Dragon Republic, The Drowning Faith, The Burning God, The Poppy War, The Dragon Republic, The Burning God. Interesting. Historical military fantasies. Got it. I will have to check it out. Colonel says, perfect place for identifying cats to hunt. Oh, yes. I'm sure Pret would probably have joined Catnet, but Colonel would have stayed away. Unless there was something called Dognet. Which I think is already a thing. No, it's not. Oh, I'm thinking about Dragnet. Secret Agent Pumpernickel Bread Man 1. What? Secret Agent Banana Upside Down Cinnamon Cake? Secret Agent Bronze Road Tiger. What does that mean? I don't even understand what any of this stuff means. Starship Net. Yeah, the place where people who own starships can send starship pictures. Cademan says, the Poppy War trilogy, an epic historical military fantasy inspired by the bloody history of China's 20th century and filled with treachery and magic. Interesting. Colonel says Pratt would be on there showing off a certain tabaxi. True. And showing off Bob, I'm sure. Taxi cabinet. Yeah, tabaxi does look like taxi. But a tabaxi is in D&D a cat man, like a humanoid person who has cat features.
Obligatory associate.
Thank you so much for following the channel, Master 106. I don't know if you're watching the stream right now. If you are, hello, 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 and welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. Captain asks, who's Bob? Bob is a cat that is owned by a guy named Pret, who sometimes joins our chat, and he plays in the D&D game with Colonel and me. Cademan says, I started listening to them, and they were so good, you had to buy them as books as well. Nice. Joe says, Secret Agent Zoo One. What? Secret Agent Zoo One. Interesting. Batman, yes. It's like Batman, but only no. It's not like Batman. It's like a human. It's like a cat that is standing up on 2 legs like a human and talks like a human and has paws, but kind of more like human hands, but they're kind of more like cat paws, and he has fur and stuff, but he's like a human, basically. The Fawn's Net. What? Yes, you post. I know a chuckwalla, but if you don't know what a chuckwalla is, everybody, Samar has posted it in the chat for everybody. This is a chuckwalla, which is this, I guess the tail is the what do you say, carrot tail, because it does look like a carrot. Master 106, hey, you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. How are you? You're great. Nice. Glad to hear it. Alrighty. Let's see how many minutes are on the sprint clock. There's 9 minutes and 22 seconds left on the clock. And we're just sprinting currently. But we're just chatting and sprinting and chatting. If you'd like to chat about anything, feel free to jump in. But if you'd like to just chill out, you can do that too. Why are secret agents so secret? Because their job involves them doing things that if you knew what they were doing, then people would stop them. Samara says they hide between rocks and inflate their bodies to get stuck, so nothing can pull them out. That is a good defense. The FBI agents and secret agents, yes. Cademan says James Bond must be the most famous secret agent. Exactly. Because everybody knows his name. The main goal of most agents is to not be known by their name because they don't want people to be able to track them down and know who they are. Because obvious agents don't work out well. Well, they're not always doing anything illegal. But just like FBI agents, they are not doing anything. Most good FBI are not doing illegal things. But if they were out in the public, the bad guys would know they're there and they would run away or they would be able to do something. Sometimes police and agents have to be sneaky or the bad guys will see them coming and leave. Wordy, have you seen any Bond movies? Yes, a while ago, I'm sure. A long time ago. Someone Agent Secret one. Interesting, Joe. If they work for the government, they are probably legally allowed to do it. Exactly. Secret Agent Bob, of course. Might not always be moral or ethical. True. Bond. James Bond, says Master. Yes. But yes, even if they are doing something that is moral and ethical or is not illegal or something like that, a lot of times they still have to be sneaky because if the bad guys knew that they were on their way, then would the bad guys just say, police are coming. We'll just sit here and just let them come in. Like, no, usually bad guys wouldn't do that because the bad guys don't want to get caught. Define bad guy. Yes, that's another thing that is not always as easy to define, but bad guy in the sense of the police, as you were saying, would be a person who's committing crimes or going against the law. So to stop them, the police would have to be sneaky sometimes in order to catch them. I've seen police with flashing lights going fast. Yes, that's when they want everybody to be like, guys, stand back, we're chasing a guy. But sometimes police are in unmarked vehicles and they just whoop, whoop, really quick and they keep it quiet so they can keep going and chasing somebody who they don't even know if anybody's following them. They're in an unmarked vehicle so the bad guy won't see, and they just follow them to a certain place so that they can take them down without them knowing that they're being followed. So sometimes it's necessary to be sneaky if you're doing something bad, but sometimes it's also necessary to be sneaky if you're doing something good. Samar thinks bad guys are people who harm people for personal gain, which is a definition of bad. Cademan says Bourne movies are good too. James Bob, says Joe. 5:27 on the clock for all you sprinters out there. Captain says wine. red wine. Would a bad guy apply with a corrupt government? So this is the thing. Especially in writing. You have to know, who is the bad guy a bad guy to? Is the bad guy a bad guy to everybody, or is the bad guy only a bad guy to certain people? So if it's like a post-apocalyptic thing where the government is bad and everybody's in the shadows, and there's some group of resistance that are not following the law because they think the law is bad, then yes, the law would say you're a bad guy because you're not following the law. But if we're watching it and we see that the morals of these people are on the good side and that the government itself is corrupt, that means that the bad guy, is subjective. Bad guy is subjective, always. Cademan says, a bad guy can also be a guy to cheer for. True. Sometimes bad guys follow you in an unmarked vehicle. Yes, that's true. Sometimes bad guys do also have unmarked vehicles. Captain says, good people do bad things too. That's true as well. What if there's no good or bad, but morally gray? That's true as well. So basically, good and bad is always subjective to who is saying it. If the law is something that isn't good, then the people who aren't following it think they're doing right by not following it. But the people who are enforcing the law think that the people who don't follow the law are bad. Samara says, think about if the FBI wanted to make sure that someone wasn't harming people by tricking them into certain things online. The FBI might pretend to be the person that the bad guy wants to harm to catch them. Then you aren't in fiction anymore. Exactly. That happens too. Sometimes cops go undercover. As in person, they go undercover, and online they go undercover. And when the bad guys try to meet with them in person or in an online space, then they figure out, oops, that's not the person we thought it was. And it's too late because now the bad guys got him. I mean, the cops have gotten the bad guy. But, like I said, good and bad is always subjective. It's always subjective. So when you are making a story, if you're writing a story and you say, well, these people are going against the law, but is the law good? Well, that's also your decision. Yep, that's what you call a dragnet. Exactly. It goes all the way back to dragnet that we were talking about. But as you say, Captain Inkpen, like say you, I know you write a lot of sci-fi and you write about like robots rising up when things are, uh-oh, ads. Okay, I'll wait for him to come back because I was talking to him. Samara says, even with a corrupt government, they might still be stopping murderers. Exactly, that's true. Depends on what kind of government it is. I will say that I don't necessarily agree with all governments and all the things that people are doing right now, but there are some good in the government. There are some bad in the government as well. Joe says, did Secret Agent someone ever play basketball? That's interesting. That's something I'm going to have to figure out. I don't think he played any kind of professional basketball at all. But he may have played basketball at one point or another, just like for casual fun. Maybe. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3 on the sprinting clock for all you sprinters out there. Captain says, how could you trust a corrupt government? Yeah, it's hard to trust a corrupt government. Are you back from ads, Captain? Captain? Let me know if you're back from ads. Did Secret Agent someone build stuff? Yes, someone builds a lot of stuff. He built a lot of stuff when he was little, but he also likes to build stuff sometimes now, but he doesn't build stuff as much now because he mostly has all the access to all the gadgets he could want just right now. So he doesn't need to build anything. Unless he's bored, he'll just build something. Samara says a fully corrupt government is still not a failed state. The rule of law still benefits them, as does generally stable society. Exactly. So a lot of times, like I said, the government, who's saying that the government is corrupt? A lot of times, sometimes they know they're corrupt, but sometimes governments will have certain rules in place that some people don't agree with, but some people think that's a good rule. Some people think it's a bad rule. Will you voice a scene where someone plays basketball? Maybe. What do you want to happen in the scene? Time is up. How many words did you guys manage to do? I did not do many. I did only a total of 298, which is only 33 new words. All right, so I don't know if Captain is back, but if you are back, Captain, as I was saying, the government, you have a lot of 33. Okay, nice. You are back. Okay, nice. So I was saying you have a lot of stories, sci-fi stories, where, you know, people are like robots and AI and stuff are fighting against corrupt governments or people who are trying to oppress the robots. Now, of course, the robots think this is an unfair government. But if you look at it from the side of the government, a lot of times the government is not just intentionally saying, I want to be mean to robots. We want to make it where robots can't do stuff. It's more of a, we're doing this for the safety of the humans, but we don't necessarily take into consideration that the robots have feelings too, and this is oppressing them. So a lot of times governments aren't just evil to be evil. A lot of times they have a reason for why they're doing what they're doing, and different people have different opinions on the laws that they have in place. And governments might say, listen, we don't want these robots running all around because they might hurt humans. And the robots feel like, you know, we don't want to hurt humans, but now we do because we're mad because the humans are stopping us from being free. Samar says, I'm using extreme definitions here to have no question that government A is not all corrupt. Government B is fully corrupt with bribery and malice at every level, and nation C is a failed state without a functioning government. Exactly. So there are different levels of corruption, just like how Samar is saying. And a lot of times what I'm saying is the rules of the government are in place for a certain reason. And not everybody's going to agree with the reasons, but a lot of times, instead of just trying to be evil, a lot of times they're trying to keep order for whatever reason. Joe says robot agent someone. Interesting. Also, Captain says secret agent someone and Constance snowball fight. Yeah, that happened. I don't know if you heard the Christmas episode, but she got annoyed by him, so she decided to throw snowballs at him, so he ran after her and threw snowballs at her and stuff. That was fun. Joe was in that scene, actually. Joe voiced the character who wanted to go join the scene, and the dad said, no, get in the house, we're not joining that snowball fight. Master says when people do evil, they might think they are in the right. That's true. A lot of times, there are times where sometimes people just want to be evil, but a lot of times they have a reason for doing it. Whether or not that reason is good, it depends. Captain says, why did Constance become an agent? Interesting question. Samara says, Wordy is describing government D, a very realistic, balanced government where the government is somewhat corrupt and the road to a place cooler than Arizona is paved with good intentions. Yes. But by the way, Constance became an agent because she was recruited. A will-o-wisp scout was watching her through high school, and she supposedly received an invitation to a prestigious college that they had never heard of. When she arrived, it was actually a will-o-wisp training facility. But she was taking up psychology. And they thought that she was quite the star student, so that's why they recruited her. Once she figured out it was Will-O-Wisps, it was too late. She couldn't say no to them. Did she want to say no to them? Maybe. But she's stuck there now. Captain says hurt people who were wrong might want to hurt those who hurt them. True. Just like those robots in your stories. Joe says someone in Constance built a snowman. Maybe. I don't know if that happened. Inkpin says recruited, aka forced. True. You know it. Zamar says that didn't sound forced. That sounded manipulated. Kind of, yes. She kind of was. It wasn't like somebody came to her and said, "You're going to join this school," or else. It was more manipulated, as in, "Hey, you're joining this sunny school," and she comes and says, "Cool," and then she's like, "Where's the sunny school?" and then it's not there. So it was more of a trick than a force, like a threat or anything. But once she got there, it doesn't mean that she wasn't forced to stay. She may or may not have asked, what if I don't want to be at this school? I thought I was going somewhere else. Still not of her own free will, true. Joe says her psychology didn't help her understand someone. Not as much. She kind of thinks she kind of figures some stuff out about him, but she doesn't know the full thing behind him. And she really needs him to open up more before she can figure out something about him. But since he's a very tightly closed book, that's not very possible most of the time. The methods matter. Yes, the methods do matter. Captain says she can't leave. She knows too much. Exactly. Once you figure out that Will-O-Wisp has recruited you, it's already too late. She never got to Sunny School. Yeah, exactly. Too late. Sadly. But she's there now. That's that. Okay. Well. She could figure him out if she had gone to Sunny School. Maybe so. Because, yeah, she was supposed to be planning on taking up psychology more in college. Will-O-Wisp taught her some things, but it probably wasn't as much as it would have been if she was fully devoted to college like she thought she was going to. Uh-oh. Being inside a Venus flytrap game over. Secret alien someone. Oh no. Okay, well, I've been streaming for over 3 hours now, and I think it might be time for us to raid. Let's see who is streaming live now so we can raid. Much for the applause and the butterflies. Master says, I love butterflies. Yes, me too. Don't go, wordy, says King. Oh no. Are you guys going to try to convince me to stay on even longer? You can't have a realistic setting that is purely good or evil. Exactly. There has to be some elements. You guys love the stalling. So who would we even stream? Uh-oh. Hello? Hi. Yes, King. How are you? Yeah, I was gonna try to see if I could raid another streamer. Do you have anybody I could raid? Oh, you want me to stay on? I think I have to go. I have stuff to take care of, but hopefully I'll stream again soon. I actually have my April schedule together now. Yes. So, and I put it on Twitch. So if you...
Kaboom!
Whoa. Thank you. If you want to check out my actual stream schedule on the Twitch platform, you can as well. But I've also posted in the Discord and on my socials. I will probably put it on there if I haven't already. Yep. Okay. Thanks. Thank you so much for always stopping by. All right. Bye. Even My Little Pony isn't fairly good, and Sunshine Roses. Exactly. Stalling? Who? Says Captain. Alright, so let's see who is currently streaming. Who can I raid? Talon is streaming right now? Talon Artho is streaming. I mentioned him earlier with Tiberian. I haven't raided him in a while. So I think we're going to raid Talon Artho. Talon Artho is another writer, so if you guys love the writing, and you still want to keep writing, we are going to raid Talon Artho. He's a nice, chill writer, and he looks like he's playing a game right now, though. But it looks like a chill game. It's called Dwarf Fortress. So we'll see what they're doing over there. So thank you guys so much again for being so awesome. Thank you for joining my streams. Hopefully you will be able to join me again soon. Thank you guys so much for chilling out, chatting. I appreciate you. Thank you, Master. I saw your comments on my YouTube page. And thank you so much for checking me out. You guys have a blessed one. God bless, much success with whatever you're working on. Sending prayers, love, and hugs your way always. And much success with the writing as well, if you continue to write. Even if you raid and run with Talon, please do stick around just to say hello, 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 or word up in the chat. And I'll hopefully see you guys soon. Much love. My next stream is scheduled for Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So do check out that, and I might just stream before then. There are some surprise streams planned. So have a blessed one, much love, and happy camping. Bye-bye.